It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, August 9th, 2024, and we're coming to you live. Now, what happened? Spanish just farted as he came in the studio?
He did.
In my defense, I asked out the door and farted, and then closed the door.
No.
It's true. Why don't you?
Here's the problem. Your whole body was in here, and you stuck your ass to the door. It was a minimal effort. You could have turned around, walked back out.
I couldn't have, because if I'm not in here when the opener is finishing, I didn't even get to finish what I'm saying. When the opener is finishing and I'm not in here, Mike is always asking where I am, so I didn't want to leave.
Before you even got in here, Mike told me that you were probably going to be a few minutes late because you were picking up his computer. So you would have been fine. Nobody.
Why couldn't you fart before you came in here?
I did fart before I came in here. Also,
he drove an hour. Just drove an hour. He could fart. He also leaves the studio to go to the bathroom like every 5 minutes.
It's on me. You got a problem. You have a gastrointestinal problem.
I do. It's very relaxed. It's very relaxed.
You better activate it.
Tighten it up.
Get it on. Put it on Carmen's treadmill. Get it working.
Like I can feel the humidity of your fart lingering around me.
That's not the weather you're saying. That's specifically my gas.
The studio is nice and cold. The garage is like humid garage humid.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You don't want, and the last thing you want is a fart. Hey, since we're on you already today.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
My wife approached me yesterday. Have you been pilfering things from my refrigerator?
No. I used half and half.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Someone took my half and half. She said she was out of half and half yesterday.
Help yourself.
No, I didn't use
any rug in the house.
When you say out of half and half,
I don't use half and half at all.
Right.
It was only her.
Okay.
And she said, you don't use it. And all of a sudden, I went to go get half and half, and there was hardly anything in there. We had to send Joey to the store to get her half and half for her coffee yesterday. Wow. We took it down to the bottom line. Yeah, and didn't even
have
say
the wall unes for half and half, and then there's none in there.
You're licking the hound.
First and foremost, I apologize to your wife. Sincerely, I did not mean to.
You don't. You were only because you were called out on it.
So
if you would have used it all and then left a note and said, "I'm sorry, I used more than I thought I was gonna. You need half and half." That would have been at least something. So she didn't go to the refrigerator, make coffee, and then go to pour the half and half, and there'd be nothing in it.
There was nothing in it.
It was not enough for a cup of coffee.
Well, there was. All right, I don't want to argue with your wife. She's not even in here. I used that half and half because you and her. I asked you both separately if I could. You both said yes. So,
like one time.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
No, but I mean, our intention of saying yes was, you can use it one time. Like if you forgot your half and half, or like this is not a resort that supplies food for you.
All inclusive.
Yeah, it's not all inclusive. You got to. I mean,
sure? I mean,
yeah. I provided a refrigerator, a work refrigerator for you to store your food in there.
How do I get on the Pap subscription service where he just goes, takes anything, pees anywhere, takes booze, no one cares?
Throw the garbage and walk the dogs. He does. He goes above and beyond
for a couple days.
Yeah, all right. So then, what are you saying? That makes up for you stealing my wife's half and half?
I mean, I don't feel like I stole it. I feel like it was a fair trade. You know.
What do they say? Mi casa, Jew casa?
What?
No. Jew?
I don't know.
What did you say? That's not what it is.
Some people may say that.
Kanye may say it.
Yeah, I think they have a certain symbol.
Yeah.
My bad.
Geo, your people.
That's his wife.
I mean, am I wrong? Did I? I mean, it seems like you're overextended your welcome. Is there anything else you've been eating?
Yeah.
No.
My daughter gonna go get her Go-Gurts and nothing gonna be left.
As much as I do love a good Go-Gurt, I have not touched any of the Go-Gurts.
Wow.
Or cheese. Yes.
I was going to say, I'm not defending Spanish, okay?
Sounds like you are already.
Thank you.
No, this is just a question. My only question is because everyone uses a different amount of half and half.
Yes, evidently Spanish uses like half a gallon of it.
So that's what I'm asking. Like, how much did you use and how much did you leave? Like, I'm guessing he thought he left enough.
He did not.
I did.
You did not.
I did.
She did not have enough. That's how she knew we needed half and half. She did not have enough for her coffee. And she said somebody has been using my half and half.
I only use a splash of half and half.
Well, you splash too much. Your splash is too much.
It's a generous splash.
Well, she uses more, probably, is what I'm assuming. But I think if you're...
So it's her fault?
She does like it creamy.
No, but this is what I'm saying. I'm saying to Spanish, if something is a quarter or less full...
You replace that.
You don't use it.
If you do, you replace it.
Right.
Yeah.
But like at a quarter or less, then because you don't know what they use.
Try
you know
it.
what I mean?
You're saying you have manners. And Spanish doesn't. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying there's there's levels. If it's full, I mean, drink
Carmen,
it. I
What
don't
about
care.
Carmen? What about if you've spoken to the owners of the half and half and they've given you the okay to use as much half and half as you want? It was not a one-time thing.
You're saying she said, yeah, use as much as half and half as you want.
Yes, because
That sounds like your wife.
what I asked
Very
you
generous.
and your wife was, hey, the times that I don't bring coffee or don't have coffee to bring here, can I use your honey and half? And you both said,
Oh,
yeah.
you're on the
Use
honey
as much
now,
as you
too?
want.
No,
Well, Galvin
looking
actually
low,
brought
too.
his honey.
You should just move in,
Yeah,
Spanish.
because I'm an adult and I bring stuff if I need it. I don't
You
just go
brought the
steal.
honey because you used all of my honey that I was bringing.
And I
Whoa.
replaced it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's the whole point.
I'm
You're
sorry.
replacing-
Where is the half and half that you brought in?
I didn't know that it was.
Exactly.
Man.
Much like the ice cream, you have until Monday to replace it.
Right.
Because she will be back.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not that big of a deal. But what else have you taken? Anything else? I don't want her to be upset today when she goes to have eggs and the eggs are gone, or cheese and there's no cheese or something. Like, is there anything else you've been pilfering from my home?
Salt. A lot of salt I've been taking.
At the very least, you should say, hey, I used most of the half and half.
Yeah.
So
Like a tag.
that way they know that it's low to go get some.
Right. Or just let me know so that I can run out to the store before she has to wake up and not be able to open her eyes because she can't have her morning coffee.
Well, I would have done that if I felt like there was not enough half and half left.
now
but
it's
I
my
didn't
wife's
use.
fault.
And
Now
that's
you're
not,
blaming my
that's not
wife.
what I'm saying. I'm just saying when
You're
when
calling
I
her a
used
pig
it,
'cause she uses too much
my
half and
God.
half.
Wow.
You're a real jerk.
You know what? I'm just gonna leave it at I'm sorry, and I will get you more half and half.
Although I got to be honest with you, you did describe my wife perfectly. She said, "Yeah, use it, take as much as you want," and then yelled at you when you used too much. That sounds exactly like my wife.
I feel like this was a trap.
No, you just described my life in
Yeah,
a
I don't
nutshell.
know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Michael.
she got mad at me yesterday.
Over the half and half?
No, no,
I
no.
get it.
Wait a minute, I didn't even tell you why.
Oh, okay.
She stood up from her little white chair that's 3 feet away from me, and she picked up her empty Snapple bottle, her empty cup with ice in it that the Snapple was in, and some sort of wrapper. And she was like, "I have to go do some work." And I go, "Can you hand me the remote control?" And she just went, and I go, "What?" And she goes, my hands are full. You're 3 feet away. I go, "You're standing right there. You had control of the remote. The thing to do when you leave the room is to relinquish the remote control.
It's true.
And she just, yeah. Oh, thank you. I'd be so much better married to one of you guys. Well, not you, Carmen, but one of these guys.
That's good.
Yeah.
Joe would definitely get you the remote control.
Joe
know
would,
it.
Joe would change the channel for me. Joe wouldn't leave until I had something on that I felt was good to watch.
Are you comfortable, Michael? I'm about to exit the room.
I'm telling you right now, if you were married to me, you'd never run out of cream.
Well, that sounds sexy.
I'm winking at you right now.
Joe would be your remote. Joe, change the channel and walk
Yeah.
up and turn it.
Yeah.
Happy
You'd be
to
holding
change
the, holding the rabbit ears.
Thank you. That's why you're my favorite show.
Thank you, Michael.
I did watch some TV yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
There is Shazam with Jamie Foxx and his super hot daughter, where she's the DJ and they have to guess the song faster than the other person.
Faster than Shazam does.
And nobody
right?
really does it faster than Shazam. It's a goddamn computer, but they have to beat the person, then they have to beat Shazam, and blah blah blah. Then there's Name That Tune, which I'm surprisingly good at. Now, last night there was Don't Forget the Lyrics, or Did You Not Know the Words, or one of those phrases for the thing. Anybody seen that?
I mean, that's been on for a while.
Well, I've never seen it before, but there is
I've
a
never
woman.
seen it, but I know that I've seen the commercials.
There is a hefty black woman who I was very, I guess I would say attracted to last night because she had big wet lips and big, like they were wet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they were juicy, and she had her big breasts were popping out of her shirt, and I thought, that's the kind of hooker I would pay for. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not bringing her home to my family, but I'm definitely paying her on the side for some action.
I can tell you, I also was attracted to a lovely black lady the other day, was the coach of the Nigerian women's basketball team.
Really?
She was wearing like a white suit, and she had long hair, and she was all made up and stuff. She looked good.
I mean, I'm talking American black. You're talking Nigerian black. Both different sexy.
She was like, yelling at the ref about something. And I'm like, yeah, get sassy. Get sassy.
Yep.
Get mad at me. Tell me to bounce my balls. Whoa, do something.
Oh, remind me of that, too. I got to tell you something about basketball. But I watched that show last night, and so this is what they do. They have a guy on the show, and they play a song, and he sings it, and then they stop the song, and he has to guess the next 3 words and the next 5 words and the next 7 words of the song. So he got a couple right that I didn't even know, and I'm like, this show sucks. And then all of a sudden, he did Ice Ice Baby, and I mean, my mom knew the words Ice Ice Baby, and he's having problems and he's struggling on it. And then I noticed, and I put it up on our Instagram at the Mike Calta Show in our stories. Homeboy, who was pretty good looking, kind of looked like Joel Osteen a little bit, like a younger version of him. Nice hair, was wearing a nice suit jacket with jeans, like he looked good. Homeboy had a lobster hand.
Oh.
And it was gripping the microphone with it.
I saw that on the story. Yeah.
Baby fingers.
Yeah, it was weird because like one looked like a wiffle ball bat. It was like all swelled up.
And the other hand was fine.
Yeah.
And then this one was baby hand, and he was rocking out with the baby hand, and I went, ugh. I just saw it. I went, ugh. Oh, it was good. What did you say?
Bouncing balls.
Bouncing balls.
All right.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, and I know you guys know this, but it's been a long time since I watched Eastbound and Down. And that new Omega thing has 24/7 Eastbound and Down. And I've been watching that Mexico. Oh, Kenny Powers is the funniest goddamn thing. Every word out of his mouth makes you laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Like even
when the guy tries to give him the donkey for the drugs, for the money and stuff. Yeah.
And when he comes out, they call him because he's a relief pitcher, and they call him out, and he comes out riding the donkey. The donkey pulling him.
El Blanco.
No, Flama Blanca. And then he's bringing, what's that guy's name? The guy that lives here, Michael Pena.
Oh yeah,
I forgot he was in it.
Yeah.
He plays the guy who owns the team, the rich Mexican. Oh my god! And the little midget, the little Indian midget.
There are outtakes of Michael Pena doing a thing where he does something, and he makes a fart noise, and he goes, "You have to do the thing," whatever, and he goes. Like that, and they cannot get through the scene. It is so funny because the noise that he makes, he does it so good. But and he's like, "No, hang on, I'll get it." And they're both laughing so hard.
He's such a good Danny McBride is such a good physical actor. When Michael Pena's there and they're having a party on a yacht, and he brings the girl, and he's trying to alpha his way through so the guy doesn't look at the girl, and he walks by and he just mushes his face as he walks by. Dude, Eastbound and Down is one of the I forgot how funny that show is.
It's so good.
He's said the Deep has the little mustache on, and he's like, I'll rip that fake mustache right off your lip, and Deep's like, it's okay, I have another one. And he goes, get out of here, king of mustaches. It's just so stupid. It's so funny. When's the last time you watched that show?
I actually watched it the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's so funny, man.
I've never watched it.
Are you serious?
Oh, really?
No, I've seen clips and stuff, but
you'd love it.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's very, very funny. And there are so many things. It's one of those ones you can watch the episode 9 different times and see 100 different things because there's so much stuff going on that's so funny.
It really is funny.
Gio, what do you like? You haven't seen Seinfeld, Eastbound and Down. Like, there's a lot of like very popular shows.
He only watches college sports.
And Ted Lasso. He loves Ted Lasso.
I do love Ted Lasso.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's a great show.
I started watching it. It's good.
It's right up your alley, sad weirdos.
Yeah, it really is because Gio was telling me how much he loved it, and then Dizzy was telling me how much he loved it, and I watched the first season, and I was like,
Dizzy loves it because it has to do with soccer.
It's so funny because I watched it before it was like a huge hit and everybody loved it. I watched like 3 episodes because I like Jason Sudeikis, and I was like, not for me. And then it blew up, and everybody's like, oh, it's the show of the year and this and that. And I go, all right, let me try it. Let me see. I watched another 2 episodes, and I went, no, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis in Eastbound and Down twice.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell too. I don't. I was having conversations about sad weirdos yesterday.
Oh, boy, what do you got?
I'm thinking about canceling.
Oh, what? Why? We made it past
down.
4.
Ever since I appointed John Brennan program director,
It's falling off.
it's he's just making bad decisions by letting you guys have a show on Saturday.
Thank you.
I'm thinking about pulling it down.
Please, I
have a new idea for a show on Saturday. Carmen just walks on the treadmill.
Okay. Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I get to stay at home and do it.
It's a Bone TV thing, but also we're going to broadcast the audio.
All right.
Okay.
It's Al Jarreau plays in the background, and you just breathe heavy over it.
Okay.
Right? I feel like that's better than Sad Weirdos.
That sounds about right.
Better.
And a lot of I hate it here.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
It's called Walking and Talking.
Yeah. I'm in.
Carmen walks and talks, dude. That I'm telling you right now, that would be a hit.
Could you do the whole show on your mat, on your walking mat? Just go walk the whole time?
Could you?
I could, but I would have to like turn it down. Like I couldn't go at the speed I would go at when I'm like exercising.
If you did the whole show, how far do you think you'd walk on your pad?
Oh, miles and miles. Probably like 20.
Galvin, Bobby Kelly says things to me about you in passing. Yeah, like I'll tell you, and then I repeat them on the air, and he gets mad at me. Like I'm like, Bobby, you didn't insult her. You're not saying anything insulting. And he's like, it doesn't matter. When I tell you something that stays between me and you, and I'm like, well, you didn't say this is a between me and you. Bobby called your walking thing, which he was very proud of you in your walking. He called it
brave.
I saw Carmen. No, I told him. I said she was brave, and she got mad at me. And he goes, yeah, I watched Carmen walking on her Facebook Marketplace treadmill. That to me is the funniest thing. Her Facebook Marketplace treadmill. I don't know why that's so funny.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
I tried to buy one from
Facebook
Market before I bought mine on my own to save $50 or whatever. And just everyone was asking like full price for them. They were like, "Oh, I used it twice, so you just gotta." And I looked on Amazon. I was like, "I'm just gonna spend an extra $20 and buy a brand new one that gets shipped to me."
The best time to buy any equipment for working out is February, because after Christmas, whenever they get it and they get a brand new treadmill, and by February they go, "Get it out of here! All we're doing is hanging our clothes on it."
I remember my sister-in-law bought my brother a treadmill one time, and he was so mad. He was so mad.
It's like buying your wife a vacuum.
No, but I thought it was a good idea. He was, getting shape. Yeah, your own treadmill. It's your, and then he was just. Did I ask for a treadmill? I don't. I bought another Peloton. Did I tell you that?
A walking one or
no? A regular one.
Okay.
For the beach condo?
The beach house, and that all the ads that said like new, used twice. That's what people are doing. They buy them and use them twice, and then they don't use them anymore. This thing was practically in the box when we got it. Yeah.
Most of the stuff is. That's how I buy everything.
Well, I told you, I got my treadmill from the store, and it was the floor model, and it had a scratch on the side. And they're like, "We can knock like $800 off." And I go, deal, done.
Junk jockeys, they take away treadmills constantly. All the time.
I bet. And then what do they do with them? They just trash them and they resell them?
Both.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta tell you, they find some really good stuff.
Yeah, it's all kind. They find like memorabilia all the time. They found out like an autographed Brett Favre like football helmet the other day.
I saw that. That's crazy. But here's what's gonna happen. One day, I feel like I'm predicting it, and you guys are gonna play this. It's like you knew. When I die, Junk Jockey's gonna come in to clear. My wife's gonna be like, take all his crap out of here, and they're gonna be like, we could retire now from all the stuff we got out of Calta.
Yeah.
Not as nice a house as Manson. What's his name? Mason Dixon.
Yeah.
But he had more stuff in it.
Here's all these guitars that nobody knows what the autographs are. Oh, this one was stuff.
Do you know that I was looking at it this morning. I was walking down the stairs. What do I have? 50 guitars hanging on the stairs.
Yeah.
And I bought a label maker so that I could label and put it on the back of the guitar and know who they are. And I forgot who everybody is.
Yeah.
Like I can see, I know Metallica, I know Motley Crue, I know the ones that I've been looking at for years, Aerosmith, but there's some from 97X's Next Big Thing that I am like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I'm ever going to find out.
When I was working with Spice, he had a Limp Bizkit guitar. I was trying to get him to give to me for a long time.
I don't know where he got that.
I don't know.
Probably from Limp Bizkit.
Well, I'm trying to think of if we ever did anything together with Limp Bizkit.
I think they played Livestock one year. I think that was the first time I saw them.
Really?
It was either Livestock or Warped Tour. I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember. It was after me, I think.
Yeah.
Because I saw Limp Bizkit one time at Amalie Arena, the Ice Palace, with DMX and somebody else, Godsmack. And that was a good show.
Yeah.
Because I like DMX, and I'm like, who would have thought these guys would go out together, and it ended up being great. So, are you over the Limp Bizkit thing, or you been driving around listening to them? I see a lot of videos, people posting them, still listen to Limp Bizkit riding around.
I'm pretty sure that when I was in the pit, I tore my right ACL. I'm not even kidding. My knee hurts so bad.
Too old to mosh.
That I was considering going to the doctors to find out if something has been torn.
Too old to mosh, too old to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I partially torn ACL. And my ankle hurts too for some reason.
And we were
out
making
for the
fun
season.
We were making fun of Todd because we were watching a video of him just like gently bumping people in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd go to the pit. I'd go to the pit to watch the show, but I wouldn't be involved in that nonsense.
You had no choice. It was pure chaos.
You can't stay in the peripheral?
No, there was no peripheral. It was chaos.
What I used to love about going into the pit was I'd stand in the back, the big circle would open, and the circle would get bigger and bigger, not for Limp Bizkit, but for other shows. and then I would just be able to move to the front row. I just walk across the circle to the front row, and now I'm in the front row.
That's basically what I did.
Yeah.
But then
Crazy.
I got caught in the madness. Yeah. And then I was excited and happy. It was great. I haven't been like in a mosh pit like that in like 20 years.
No,
I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
That was what I loved it. And
I'd go
Wait
see
another 20.
yeah.
I went to go see Helmet at the Ritz one time, right when they were popular. That was, dude. I left there I was bleeding from my cheek. It was good stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing that wants me. I don't want to do that again. It was just I got caught up in the moment, and it was great, and that's that.
I told you when I went down and I saw Terror, and we were standing like 5th row center right before they started, and they start and it just goes, ah! And we, like backed up like 20 rows. We're like, all right.
Yeah, if Rob Dukes ever said, come to a show, I'd be like, nope. Not unless I could be on the stage. There's no way I'm being in that lunacy. Would you go see them again, like if tomorrow they were in Orlando?
100%.
Would you really?
100%, yeah.
That's when you like a band. I mean, that's...
It was so much fun. I loved it. I mean, you guys we went to Hard Rock. It was so much fun. I love it so much.
Joe spilled alcohol on me on the way out.
I did. I'm sorry.
I know.
Rough Shot Todd, he got a whole beer like dumped on him.
That's so funny.
There was beer flying everywhere.
Yeah, one of the songs kicked in and just beers are flying up in the air and just a shower. It was crazy. It was awesome.
My wife will never know that experience. Like she was going to Lauryn Hill and she goes, I have to get the VIP. I go, for what? And she goes, so I can use those air conditioned bathrooms. And I think, really? That's the most important thing? You have to pee. The one time you have to pee is worth $100 more or whatever.
I showed the videos to my kids. They thought they couldn't believe it. They're like, that looks weird. Why would you do that? I showed my wife. She said, ew, gross. Aren't they sweaty?
Because Joey shows me videos of all time when he goes to see rappers, and it's almost worse.
Yeah,
like they're not going into each other as much as they're going up and down.
Yeah.
But it's massive amounts of people.
He didn't even wear a red hat though.
Gio?
No, well, Gio did, but I'm Fred Durst or whatever.
Oh, he's moved on.
Yeah, there were a lot of red hats though.
Everybody's he's wearing a white hat. I was watching your story right now.
Yeah.
Boo! Get your money back. That doesn't count.
Dance clown.
Yeah.
Was he into it?
Yeah. They were all those. When I got getting close to stage, those guys are getting old. They look old, which was shocking.
Says the guy who tore his ACL.
But in my mind, it's still 1999 when you look at a band and then you see them up close, like, oh my gosh, they're actually really old.
That's funny. I don't know who I'd really go see anymore. Like I just canceled my Pearl Jam shows.
That's it for me. I haven't been to the amphitheater in like 6-7 years.
It's just too hot.
Yeah, and I don't really go to shows anymore, but that's what'll get me out.
I went to go see the Counting Crows at the amphitheater with my wife one time. This is years ago, and we had first row, first level seats, not the pit, but like the first level that goes up. We had the front, and I looked at her and I go, "This is amazing." And she goes, "What?" I go, "I've never sat in a seat and been so comfortable and be able to sit down and watch a show." I go, "This is old man viewing. This is what I like."
I do want to go see Creed.
I do too.
I'd go see Creed for sure.
Yeah.
Creed will be a great show.
Yeah.
That I'll stand in the peripheral though. I'm not getting up. I don't know if that'll be as crazy. That's not gonna be as crazy as
I'm not afraid of Creed. Piss.
No.
You got next week over at OCC on Saturday, a week from tomorrow, is Joey Belladonna from Anthrax doing Dio music. If you want to go see that.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Then you got Imposters of Rock on the 31st.
Not a fan.
Then I'm going to be over in Orlando for Punk in the Park with the Bronx are going to be over there.
Punk in the Park sounds fun.
Black Flag, a bunch of different bands.
Oh, really?
And then Spanish and I are going to see Lawrence
I'm very
on
excited.
The 27th over at Janice.
Yeah, very excited.
Trevor
for that
Lawrence?
show.
Nope. Lawrence, the
Martin
band.
Lawrence.
And then you got Fozzy, October 5th at the Orpheum.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Where's the Orpheum, though?
It is on...
Nebraska?
Yes. It's over by where... it's on Skipper Road, I
Around
think.
the corner from Brass Mug?
Yeah, down from there. Yeah,
Okay.
they moved it over.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I would, Fozzy isn't during the week. I would go to that.
It's pretty cool because I went there. I saw Hatebreed and Terror there, and they have the inside and outside.
Right.
And they usually play in the outside and the back.
That's how the Rocket Club used to be.
Yeah.
The Rocket Club had their inside stage, but then they had their outdoor stage for the bigger concerts.
Right.
That was good stuff. I'd go to a good Bleeding Heart show. No, I wouldn't. Anyway, congratulations to the guy who doesn't like us for some reason. Not like us, but won't come on the show. Troy Meyer from Tampa, who is back on Jeopardy for the Tournament of Champions and crushing it. Had advanced twice now.
I talked to his wife a bunch, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll ask him to see if he's interested." And then I'll hear nothing back. And I was like, "Hey, for just following up real quick to see if Troy wants to come on, I'll ask him again." So I think he just is not interested in doing interviews.
He's sick, and he sits down when he plays Jeopardy, which is a very rare thing. And he actually, I'm not knocking the guy. He just looks a little more unhealthy than he did from when he first started.
Right.
So I don't know. I want to say I read something that said it had something to do with his heart, but I don't know that for sure.
Right.
So I don't, the guy may be like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, his wife's very nice. And she says, I'll ask him again, but, it never comes back.
My question to him is he's a record executive from Tampa. Who is pushing records anymore? Like I'm curious about his business. You know what I mean? He may have some good bands we'd want to hear about. But anyway, he seems like a nice enough guy, and he is doing super well on Jeopardy. He's so smart. He knows his stuff, and he crushed some good returning champions. Yeah, yesterday. So congratulations. to
Now
him.
you don't play the game like on your PlayStation or anything, right? The Jeopardy game. You really should look into it. It is a lot of fun, and you could play live against other people.
So there was a guy on yesterday that lost, and not yesterday, the day before. And at the end, when he went to guess for Final Jeopardy, a lot of times when they don't know the answer, they'll write "Hi, Mom" or whatever, And he wrote, "Take the online test. You could be here." And Ken Jennings said, "That's a great thing." The guy goes, "I took the test, and now I'm here for the second time." And I thought, if I took the test and it was enough to get on the show, I can then look like a buffoon in front of the entire world. I've seen people who just recently was a lady go into Double Jeopardy -4,000. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that person that's doing that. Carmen,
you don't want to be a person on Jeopardy?
No. Not a person that that didn't make it to Final Jeopardy because I had no money.
Yeah, but you think that way instead of thinking, what if it was...
What if I go and actually show out?
Here's the categories. Pearl Jam, Godfather, Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Mike Calta's favorite ice cream flavors.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I could have a good day, but then you come back. I don't know. The thought of looking like a buffoon on television, I answered some questions last night that I even went, how do I know the answer to that? And I thought I could maybe, and then they ask about anything in geography that's not in this country. I don't know.
Is TV the big problem? Because you look like an idiot on radio every day.
Yeah, but I get paid for that. What are the year-to-date totals? No, I'm just kidding.
So like the Jeopardy game though it's hard, and when you play, you can play against other people. But the one thing that I've learned that I don't know if you've talked about this, you might have, is how to read the context clues in the questions.
Yes, and we've talked to that on the air to past Jeopardy champions that the hint is in the question for sure.
For sure.
It seems to me harder to write the show. You have to give a question and kind of give a hint in the answer. Which colored something did this, and you're like, oh, that's the red wall. You kind of have to know. That's how I figure out a lot of the answers is by the clue.
Yeah, so I don't know I know you probably won't do it, but I think you would enjoy the game. And there are some on Reddit. There are people that when they play, they'll actually play for real money.
Oh, really?
You have not on the game, but they'll make wagers on different apps.
I want to take the online Jeopardy test just to see how I would do.
Yeah.
But if they called me, I'd have to go, I don't think I could do it.
It's fun when you beat out other people online because you just can call them an idiot right to their face.
My wife, I'm older than she is. I would say I'm not smarter. She's got her master's degree, but I'm more well-rounded. I know about more things than she does. But sometimes they'll ask a question in the 16th century, and she'll be like, that was this king. And I look at her and I go, who's your boyfriend? I know you got a boyfriend because why do you know that stuff? And she's like, I don't know. It just came out of me. And I go, that's what happens. You get into that automatic mode and words just come out of your mouth like Will Ferrell in Old School. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah, blacked out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
She's bugging me this weekend. She's like, do you want to go kayaking? I was like, no.
Kayaking?
Yeah, she's like, do you want to go to the beach? I was like, we just went to the beach. Do you want to go? I go, hey, I don't really want to do anything. I'm looking forward to having a weekend where you leave me alone. I'm not looking for adventure time.
I get that.
Well, I want to be alone with her. I just want her to leave me alone.
Okay.
I say that all the time. I'll say, like, what do you want to do this weekend? I go, I just want to not have anything planned.
Yeah, we can do stuff.
If you come up with something like on a Saturday or something, I might say, yeah, let's go do that. But I don't want to plan anything in advance.
There's a market in Clearwater downtown by the Sound, and I was like, okay. You want to go there and look at trinkets? Maybe I'll do that with you. I don't know what you want. You want to buy somebody made some woven bracelets. You want to pick those up? That's fine.
I want game time decisions only. I don't want to have to be anywhere at a certain time.
Yeah. And the thing is that the last thing I'm going to do is go to Clearwater Beach, park in that parking, and hello?
That was me.
Son of a bitch. Jeez. Park in that parking and then try to get a spot on that beach among all those teenage kids that hang out. I'm not doing that.
Out in Gen Pop.
Yeah, and then it becomes, well, maybe if we just buy like a resort package somewhere. No, I'm paying $500 to go to the beach. It's just insane.
You need air conditioning bathrooms.
Yep.
But you know what, Galvin, she pitched me on a package yesterday that had a cabana by the pool at the Hyatt with air conditioning cabanas. And I went, no. I stopped for a second. It said, big TV, refrigerator, air conditioned cabana. And I was like, all right, I'll stay in the cabana and watch whatever sports are on that day or whatever's on TV in the air conditioning cabana. And then I went, I could also do that from my living room and save $500. So, yeah, I'm out on all of those things. Spanish.
Yes.
I need your help with something.
Yes, Michael.
I need to schedule Zero Res again.
Okay.
But I need to find out, because I don't know this. Zero Res does air duct cleaning. Do they clean the dryer vent?
Okay.
I need to see if my dryer vent can be cleaned. I mean, I could ask them that while they're here, but I definitely need to schedule Zero Res to come out.
Okay.
The dogs have been licking the arms of the chairs. I'm not liking the way it's looking.
I'll call them up and I will ask them if they clean out dryer vents.
It's not what I said. I said, either way, I said, I'll ask them when they get here. I just need to schedule.
I will get them here.
If they do not do dryer vents, I have a guy who does dryer vents.
That I like.
Can you ask Zero Res if they can bring some half and half?
Yes.
Yeah. I will 100% ask.
Can you ask Zero Res if they can turn off the notifications on Joe's phone?
I will ask that too.
Since it's his first day.
Who's leaving your house at this hour?
That is Mom Pants.
What is she
She's
doing?
walking the dog.
Oh, that's delightful.
Yeah.
That's
And my phone was on because I was checking Bone TV.
See, that's what you do. You ask somebody else to walk the dogs. Joe has Mom the Tree Man does it.
You guys just keep on it's a trickle down dog walking.
Right.
Joe has to walk Mike's dogs, so then Mom the Tree Man has to walk Joe's dogs. Yeah. Then you have somebody else walk her dog.
It's a Pomsky scheme.
Yeah. Jeez.
I thought Mom the Tree Man
that was good. I like it.
I thought Mom the Tree Man was moving out. What happened?
Gio's
I don't want her to leave.
Oh, man. The family's strong.
I really don't.
He likes her watching.
Yeah. He likes that.
She's like, can you muffle the doors just a little bit more?
No.
All right, we got a good show lined up today. Our friend Steve Byrne, who was on our last Calta cruise, will be in the studio with us. He's at Side Splitters this weekend with Joe Bartnick. And then we will have Sal Volcano from the Impractical Jokers on the show. He's got a new stand-up special. I'll tell you where you could see that. Right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, because you didn't put that in the prep, and then you looked perplexed when I said it, so I thought maybe I got it wrong.
No, 8:45, yeah.
Yeah, that is all happening this morning on the show. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll dive right into Sporkle. We'll tell you what we have to give away. We also have front row tickets to give away to see Slash at the Bay Care Sound. Slash and his Serpent Festival, a festival of blues, is happening, and we have front row tickets to give away. We'll do that this morning as well. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. What do you got this weekend, Carmen? What are you doing? Anything good?
No, not this weekend.
Charlie Belcher is. We try to figure out where Charlie is every day. Today he's at a place that sells maps and jam. I don't know what he's doing. I'm sorry, Carmen. What do you have this weekend?
I know what that place is called.
Maps.
Going out of business.
What do you have?
Nothing this weekend. Next weekend is when I start getting busy.
What do you got next weekend?
So next weekend, football. Friday, it's their kickoff classic. It doesn't count towards their score, but it's their first game of the season technically.
Now, since I donated to the team, would they name it after me now?
The win or the team?
The team. Yeah,
it should be the Calta Kickoff Classic.
Calta Chamberlain Classic. Yeah.
If it was at Chamberlain, then yes,
kidding.
we could do something like that. But no, it's whoever they're playing. I can't think of it right now.
You're not a good coach. You should be watching film on the other teams by now.
Yeah.
Listen, I am not a coach. I am a team mom.
What was
quote,
I saw there was a restaurant that stepped up and got him lunch, huh?
Yeah, the Little Lamb in Clearwater.
That's awesome. That's the community helping out the community right there.
Yeah, it was awesome. They made sandwiches for all of the players and coaches, and then they made extra, so they had lunch for 2 days from the Little Lamb.
See, if you're in Clearwater, go support the Little Lamb.
Yeah, and that was awesome. And then, so today is their last summer practice because school starts on Monday. So I think they're in practice right now. So I'll say it. We didn't get them food, but we are going to have like a little ice cream party.
Do they need food?
They don't have food today. Yeah, I tried to go through some of the salespeople who had like a restaurant, and then the CEO, they were on vacation. They just never got back to us.
Where are they? Where are they located? Like how?
Chamberlain.
Are they just not going to eat lunch today?
Well, no. Like I said, they have like peanut butter and jelly. That's
they
what
just want everything good.
They just don't have like hot food, right? So. They can do that, but so we're gonna do like a Sunday party. So after work, I'm gonna go get some ice cream and some chocolate and caramel
cool,
and
Chamberlain is right there on Bush by Skippers.
Yeah.
It's
off of Florida and Bush.
What is Skippers? I'm just confused.
Skippers right down the street there, but it's right on Bush.
Yeah.
Skippers is.
Skippers.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of something different. Unless there's two Skippers or.
Skipper's Smokehouse is the only Skipper's I know.
That is on Skipper Road, which is not near Bush.
No.
So I'm trying to think of what you're thinking.
It's not too far off 275, right? Chamberlain?
Correct.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's off of Florida and Bush.
Okay, so I know what that is.
Yeah, so it's right there, which is like 5 minutes from our house, which is great. But yeah, so after work, gonna go pick up,
So I know where you can get some ice cream. You need a little extra.
Listen, I thought about it because there's some
I bet you Bluebell would step up and give them ice cream.
I bet they would too. But like I said, we were trying to figure out food last night, and by the time, it was just like 9 o'clock, and we're like, okay, so we can't do food, but at least we're going to throw them a little end of the summer party. So summer ice cream,
Okay, yeah, look, it's bold on your behalf. I think that's great. I just think it sucks that these kids don't have lunch.
By the way, you're right. I am way off for some reason.
Yeah.
I thought Skippers was like right down the street there, but no, it's. I mean, it's like 7 minutes away, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, no big deal. One day after I've lived here for 30-something years, I'll figure out where everything is. All right, what do we have to give away today, Carmen?
We have a bunch of stuff. Not really, actually. We've given a lot of stuff away. So we have tickets for Freestyle Explosion / Stone Temple Pilots, right? And Imposters of Rock.
Slash is at the Bay Care Sound this weekend. Is it tonight or tomorrow night?
Slash is, let me see here. I got to exit out of here.
Remember the old days when we just had everything on paper and you could just look down and go, it's tomorrow night.
It's August 10th. So tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
Well, so, yeah, because I go off of...
Yeah, I'm not mad at you.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
You don't got to yell at me about not being mad at me. I'm not mad at you.
Old days when you had paper, you just look down and go, oh, it's tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Now,
right.
or Mike Oliver used to write it on the dry erase board.
Well, it is on here. It's just I have to go to a different screen to get the ticket count.
I understand.
So.
All right, let's give it away right now with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Who won yesterday, Spanish?
I think it was me.
Michael, you won yesterday.
No. You stolen valor. Stolen valor.
I did win twice this week. That's impressive
I
for me.
your streak then.
Yeah.
All right, Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
Okay, today we're going to be playing actors by movies. I am going to give you 2 to 3 movies, and then you're going to give me the actor or actress that starred in all of those movies.
All right.
Okay? Everyone else good?
Yeah, we can use last names, right?
Correct. Yep. All right, your first one. Pearl Harbor, Black Hawk Down.
Hartnett.
Spanish.
What, Judge?
Gio. Yeah,
Spanish.
That was Gio. That was Gio.
Yes.
You're the
Spanish
worst.
said Gio and he's still...
That was Integrity. Yeah. You. It sounded like me because we sounded like, but that was him.
No, it sounded like me.
No, but that was him. Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened. Spanish was louder.
He finished first.
Spanish gets a point.
Nah.
Nope.
Gio gets the point.
We are Integrity.
Integrity.
Okay.
Don't listen to them, Joe. Yeah. All tied up.
I don't think Joe knows what integrity means. Yeah.
Integrity, you think it means wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, your next one. American Graffiti.
Gear.
Sabrina.
Harrison. Ford.
Yes. Galvin.
Buckner.
No. Hold on. This keeps shifting. Okay, sorry. Your next one. Platoon. Phone
Sheen.
booth. Damn it. The Last King of Scotland.
No.
Forrest Whitaker.
Mike Calta. The Avengers. Be Cool. Gattaca.
Samuel Jackson.
What was the last one?
Gattaca.
The Avengers.
Johansson.
What's the second movie?
The Avengers. Be Cool. Gattaca.
Oh, Ray Fiennes.
Fiennes wasn't in the Avengers.
The Avengers is the different one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uma
Take it back.
Thurman.
Yeah.
Apologize, because that's the Avengers.
Well, it still wasn't Ray Fiennes.
Yeah. Skippers.
That's who I was looking for. What is happening
Not-
today?
Not my Avengers.
Original Avengers.
Yeah.
Original Avengers, because the actual original Avengers. Well, no, I don't know.
It was an old English show.
Spies,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Okay, your next one: Titanic, Enigma, The Reader.
Winslet.
Mike Calta,
Could not think of her name.
There's 3 goddamn people in that movie.
Yeah.
Cool Hand Luke,
Doing.
Mike Calta. Rear Window, Vertigo. How the West Was Won,
I couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
I was going to imitate him.
Galvin. Top Gun, Bull Durham,
Tom Cruise. Damn it.
War of the Worlds.
You know it.
Top Gun,
Robbins.
Yep.
Spanish.
I always forget that.
Radio, Truman Show,
Cuba Gooding Jr. Damn it.
Nixon. Radio, Truman Show, Nixon.
The girl from Ozark. What's her name?
No.
No?
Ed Harris.
Oh.
Ed Harris.
You're all off.
Yeah.
It's all right. We'll get there. And Pap, we're halfway there.
Spanish has a single point. Gio also with 1. Galvin doubling that. He has 2. And Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 3.
Oh, no.
Everybody's tied up.
Too close.
All tied up.
All right. Actors by movies. Your next one. Donnie Darko, Mona
Gyllenhaal.
Lisa Smile.
Damn it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're right. Galvin. Raising Arizona.
Cage.
Copycat. The Incredibles. Raising
cartoon
Arizona. It does not say.
Oh, hints?
I'm reading the movies. Raising Arizona, Copycat, The Incredibles.
Nope.
Holly Hunter.
That's what I said. Yeah.
That's not what you said. No points. Iron Man 2, Coach
Favreau.
Carter,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Spanish.
Yeah, why did I say
Jackson.
Samuel?
Your next one, Pulp Fiction, Sin City, The Kid.
Willis.
Yes. What's your name, Gio? Elf, Eraser, The Godfather.
Gone.
Mike Calta. After the Sunset, Zombieland, Semi-Pro.
Harrelson.
Murray.
Harrelson. Mike Calta.
No, that was me. Thank
Take
you.
it.
I heard
That
Spanish.
that was Galvin.
That's right. Thank you.
Integrity.
All tied up.
I'm sorry. All the President's Men.
Pacino.
Redford.
I think Galvin. Redford.
Yes.
Galvin. Pineapple Express. Spider-Man. Spanish.
Who is it?
Franco.
All Night Long. Hello, Dolly. Meet the Fockers.
De Niro.
Streisand.
Gio. And Pap. We are on the last 3.
Gio and Spanish both have 3 points. Michael has 4, and Galvin is your leader right now. He's winning with 5.
I don't like that.
All right. Actors by movies, last 3. Here we go. Bride Wars, Get Smart, Ella Enchanted.
That is the really hot girl that I like, whose name I can't remember.
Stop talking.
Bride Wars, Get Smart,
Anne Hathaway.
Mike
How
Calta.
to work it out.
Mama's Boy, Reds, Annie
Sandberg.
Hall.
Oh.
Mirren.
Can you say them again, please?
Mama's Boy, Reds, Annie Hall. Diane Keaton.
Oh.
Keaton.
Is who I was looking for.
I didn't know she was in Reds.
Me either.
And your last one.
What's the deal here? What's the score?
Mike and Galvin both have 5. Spanish and Gio have 3.
So this is just between Mike and Galvin.
All right.
Spanish
Anyone's
and Gio,
game?
you are
Are we on the
out.
last 3?
How am I on the last
We're
three?
on the last one
What?
right now. Yes.
I should not be out.
We already did this whole thing. Last one. Here we go. The brave one, flight plan, taxi driver.
De Niro.
Jodie Foster.
Mike Calta.
Yeah.
Brave.
Brave.
Your final score: Gio with 3 points, Spanish with 3 points, Galvin with 5, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 6.
It's 2 in a row.
Integrity.
On a streak.
Damn right.
All tied up.
Mike Calta Show, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, good morning. This is Nick.
What's up, Nick? How's it going?
Not too bad, man. Love the show.
What do you do for a living, Nick? Where are you on your way to today?
I'm actually sitting at work right now. I work for a company called Progressive Screens out of Sarasota.
Are you guys hammered still with flooding out there?
No, they receded a lot. It's not too bad around here.
Oh, that's good. All right, I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen's going to grab you during the break here, and we'll hook you up with a prize. All right, buddy?
All right, man. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, pal. There you go. All right, Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, Stinky Susan, he, she, they, them, and hello, horsey.
Hey. We got a lot of things to talk about in news. We also got Steve Burns stopping by. We got Sal Volcano from the Impractical Jokers going to join us. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Right now, it is time to check in with Galvin. He's got this morning's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's news is brought to you by our friends over at Pelt Shoes. Don't forget, you can stop in there, get the perfect fit. They have the 3D foot scan that gives you an exact measurement, and it's back to school time, so the kids need some new kicks for school. Stop in there and get whether they need athletic shoes or some dress shoes, uniform shoes, whatever they need. They have all the different styles and brands right there at Pelts. They have 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. And don't forget, tax-free goes through till Sunday. So you got that happening so you can save some money. Stop into a Pelts. Make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show.
I found out kids go back to school on Monday.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, well, I'm very excited for my daughter who starts middle school on Monday. She has to change classes and go to different buildings.
So
and stuff.
middle school is 6th grade or 5th grade?
She goes into, why are you going to put me on the spot? Sixth grade.
6th grade, okay.
6th grade.
Because we called that junior high.
Yeah,
That's what we call it.
I guess, yeah.
I think it's depending on what part of the country.
Yeah.
We didn't have a junior high. We went straight 1st grade to 8th grade in one school, and then you went to high school. That's how it was where I grew up.
We had elementary school, which was kindergarten, then elementary school, 1st through 5th. Then junior high was 6th through 8th, and then high school was freshman to.
Is that a Catholic school thing, the 1st through 8th? Because that's how mine was.
I don't know, because Joey went 1st through 8th at one school. He went to Imagine, and they're a charter school, and they're not even a private school, and he went 1st or 8th grade there. We're just moving Juliana because the school that she's going to is right next to the high school. So when she gets into high school, she'll know more people.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a smart move that I had nothing to do with it. The thought process did not even enter my mind. Because Joey went to high school not really knowing anybody there, but obviously it was easy for him. But with Juliana, she'll go in now with most of the kids from that school. Will go to that high school. So yeah, that'll be cool. I don't want to think about that kid in high school at all.
Sorry, Michael.
It'll be here before you know it.
It bugs me. We'll have no half and half by the time that.
Oh, none. There won't be any left. I'm sorry.
If you missed
I'm
it
so
this
sorry.
morning, Spanish is stealing the half and half from my house.
Stealing.
Did you use it?
I did, but
Did you use
it
too
was
much of it?
okay.
Did you finish it?
It was okay.
Did you replace
I
it?
did not.
Let me
finish
ask you
it.
this question.
Oh man.
If you borrowed my car and I had a half a tank left.
Yes, I would have filled it up with gas
No,
before I dropped it off.
I don't think you would.
I have
not
done it.
based on how you used the half and half.
You let me use your Mercedes back when this was like I was 3 years into the job, and I
Right.
filled it up full to the brim.
So you're saying
on
over time
premium.
you've lost your manners.
No, I didn't use more.
That was
than,
a different Spanish back then.
Yeah.
He's saying
my
he's
God.
been here long enough where he doesn't need to get the
Right.
half.
You weren't sad and weird back then. Well, you were weird.
I will personally milk a cow and get you the
only
half
of it. That's only half of it.
Now you're just doing it to spite.
Yeah, now you're making jokes.
Make sure when you milk it that it's a cow.
Yeah.
All right, deal.
Because otherwise,
there's a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Although you could still run for office. Yeah. Something else.
Okay.
So this will be interesting. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are set to debate on ABC on September 10th after the former president said Thursday that he agreed to a face-off along with 2 others next month. ABC News will host qualifying presidential candidates to debate on September 10th.
Still no RFK?
On ABC? No, it doesn't look like it. I think you have to be polling at a certain amount.
I remember them saying he was overqualified to be in the last debate.
Oh, yeah.
That was their excuse.
Is that what he said?
No, that's what they were asking him.
I'm overqualified.
Yeah,
that was pretty good, dude.
They were like, "Why aren't you in the debate? You've more than met the requirements to be in the debate." And he was like, "I don't know."
Now they're saying he's weird because he was dumping dead bears in Central Park.
It was a prank,
which is such a weird story.
So you know what's so weird is that I shot a boar one time, a wild boar, 300 pounds. It was tremendous, and a guy came out and cut it up like a butcher, cut all the meat out of it, and then we had the boar's carcass left that we had to get rid of. 200 pounds of boar. What do you do with it? Were you with us?
I was.
Oh yeah. So then
I won't say anything.
Yeah. What do you do with it?
I would imagine you leave it out somewhere.
It'll rot out there. Yeah. Okay. But you can't leave it on the land that you're at because it'll just rot out there and it'll smell, and then the other animals smell it. So you can't do that. That wasn't an option.
Oh yeah. Because I was gonna say take it somewhere else and leave it for other animals to pick through and stuff.
That's what we did.
Oh okay.
How do you move a 200-pound carcass?
Get a big tarp. And if you have a pickup truck, I guess.
I shot this thing and killed it instantly. Okay, so it wasn't, we didn't torture it or anything. Then a hunter dressed it down, and then the carcass that was there, we didn't have a pickup truck. All we had at the time was my Hummer. So we tied a chain around it and dragged it out. And we dragged it through dirt and all that stuff, and then got it to a different area, and then just put it on the side of the road. But I just thought, who is the person that sees this the next day? And because it just looked like a big hog was just sitting on the side of the road or whatever we left it. We just didn't know what to do. We were perplexed and we were scared.
I remember when we were doing that, as soon as we left it, it was minutes before vultures started showing up.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, they're ready to go. But did you hear the whole RFK thing with the bear? What happened? That somebody hit a bear, and then he got the bear because he was have the bear meat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then he had it in his car, and then he had to go to a meeting and do this, and then he said it got to the point where he wasn't able to take the bear out and do stuff. So then he pulled a prank and put the bear in the bike lanes because people were getting hit on bikes and stuff.
Yeah. It sounds like the guy.
What are you talking about?
It sounds like a guy who didn't know he was going to run for president one day.
And then it became like a big story on the news. They have all this footage of the news. The mystery bear in Central Park,
which is a great prank. And all,
but a goof.
But if you're gonna, but he didn't hurt the bear intentionally, And it's whatever you do with the dead body. It's not like the.
He didn't hit the bear. Yeah. The bear was already dead and all that. But it's just, I don't know, just the whole thing of, hey, free bear, and go and get a bear and put it in. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't help. It just makes him look more weird.
Right, yeah.
Because there was another story before this, wasn't there?
Aaron Rodgers and
the worms in his brain.
Yeah, but there was another animal story with him, I thought. But anyway, I don't think that, I'm not pushing for RFK, but I don't think that's a big deal about anything.
So Vice President Harris and former President Trump have both confirmed they will attend the ABC debate, the network said in a statement. Speaking at a news conference at Mar-a-Lago here in Florida, Trump said that he was, quote, looking forward to debating the vice president and that he had agreed to upcoming dates with Fox News, ABC, and NBC.
I do not like anything about J.D. Vance. There's nothing likable about him, from the guy liner down to his mysterious weight loss to him just being a snarky a-hole. I don't like him at all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's changing my vote for anything. I just don't like him.
Do you see yesterday he walked up to the plane? He was like, I guess it's going to be my plane in a couple months.
That's the thing that kind of bugs me.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I feel like the little petty stuff like that is just a bad look.
It's that arrogance that is not, you're going to be the biggest public servant or the second biggest public servant. Have some grace about you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like
I'm enjoying it because now I am watching in real time. Because when I grew up thinking all of these people were cream of the crop, the smartest, the best the country had to offer.
Clearly they're the best,
And now that I'm an adult and I'm watching all them do this, now it lets me know, oh yeah, these people are just as dumb as the average person.
It's a machine, dude.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though is that I'm thinking this to myself right now. JD Vance walked up and he was like, "Oh, I just want to see what my future plane is going to look like," and I'm like, "What an arrogant jerk off." If Trump would have did that, I would have been like, "He's brilliant." I don't know why. There's just something about Trump that does those things.
The delivery.
JD Vance, he doesn't have that bravado to do that. It seems so contrived. Where Trump, it's right in his wheelhouse.
It's charming.
But it also seems like JD Vance is trying to borrow that from Trump.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's trying to, like DeSantis did for a while. He was like, let me do some of this.
Like I feel Trump, if he did that, would be completely off the cuff, on the fly, where JD Vance probably planned that for 2 days.
Yep. Right. When I go up to the plane, this is what I'm going to say, like Fatty did with the...
Then he started with... why won't she ask any questions? And then somebody in our party was pretty smart. They're like, well, I'm going to wait for her and see why she won't answer any questions. And then somebody finally goes, "What is it you want to know?" I just don't find him to be likable at all. And unfortunately, in the way people vote in this country is likability. And I don't find him likable at all. I don't feel like he was a good choice. I don't feel like he brings anything to the table. I just don't like him, and not to mention the fact that if you're a big Trump fan, you know that he was so anti-Trump. It's hard. I don't know. It's hard to like him. I don't understand, but I don't understand her choice either. She had the opportunity to pick Shapiro, who everybody seemed to like. You got a Jew in there. You got a guy from Pennsylvania in a swing state. It would have been a smarter move.
There had to be something in the vetting that they found.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's necessarily.
We don't know how to. We don't want to have to deal with this.
I don't know if it's necessarily in the vetting or if it's in the what they're bringing, electoral wise to the thing. But still, Pennsylvania would have been a smarter choice. I don't know. I don't get it. But here's one thing I just want to reiterate. I'm an average American citizen with a large reach. I'm not telling you who to vote for. And I'm saying this now for the 9,000th time. I'm not telling you to vote for. I don't believe that I have any superior intelligence to anybody else. I'm just talking it out like you guys should be talking it out with your family or your friends or wherever you do it. We're just doing it with each other and you guys are listening to it. Don't listen to me. I'm telling you, I'm going to vote for my reasons and my person I think is the best, and you do the same thing. That's the only thing I could ever tell anybody.
Whatever, libtard.
Thank you.
I would say pay more attention to the state and local races instead.
It's going to affect you way more.
That's the stuff that's going to affect you immediately. All this petty presidential stuff is just garbage.
Yeah, whoever's going to be in there is going to do the same thing anyway.
And as we're seeing, as the beauty of us watching these politicians just crumble before us, now we definitely know that the presidents and all these people, they don't really run anything. They'll change a couple laws here and there, but the people that are in control are
I used
far
to
above
think
them.
I can never run for any office because I've had this job for so long, and somebody's going to be like, "Well, I believe there was a point where a woman tied fishing line to her clitoral piercing and then was a human crane game and picked up things in the studio, and I'm going to have to be like, I'm sorry, Your Honor, that is true. I therefore have to bow out of the race." But now I feel like nobody cares about that stuff.
No.
And I feel like, I never grabbed a woman by the pee unless she asked for it. So, like literally asked for it, not she was asking for it.
By the way, with that, whenever they say that to you, you just go, that was Galvin's idea.
That was Galvin's idea. Yeah, 100%.
And also, we all have skeletons in our closet. So if you're gonna point out somebody's, be prepared for yours to get brought out.
Well, all right,
as
Carmen, let's talk about what's the one that you hide the most.
Me.
Her wiener. By the way, speaking of skeletons of the closet, we'll get to that here in just a minute. Former President Donald Trump on Thursday repeatedly deemed opponent Vice President Kamala Harris, calling her barely competent, and made a string of false claims about her new running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, saying, quote, "He has positions that's not even possible to believe they exist. He's going for things that nobody's even heard of, heavy into transgender world, heavy into lots of different worlds," Trump told reporters. I don't know what any of that means.
None of that means anything.
Over an hour, the former president fielded a variety of questions and swerved into familiar talking points, from criticizing Democrats over immigration and the economy to rant accusing the party of conspiring against President Joe Biden. He insisted that his campaign strategy is unchanged now that Harris is his opponent, and said that he preferred running against her, at one point speculating indicating that the performance with the white male voters would, quote, go through the roof.
Oof.
Yeah.
I am so looking forward to the debate, though.
Yeah.
I think that'll be fantastic.
So supporters of Donald Trump have allegedly started spreading a false rumor about Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
Well, I mean, let's not put it on Trump's people. The rumor's out there.
The rumor is out there. Well, I can tell you that Donald Jr. Had a retweet about it, about Tim Walz consuming horse semen and went to the hospital. Many people are curious about the horse story involving the governor. This rumor, which has been circulating among certain political groups, has sparked widespread interest and speculation. The story appears to be retaliatory attempt against, to discredit Walz. Here is, by the way, Donald Trump Jr. retweeted this. Got milk with a picture of Walz. Awesome. Yeah, and a horse behind him.
You know what this is? This is because the couch thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, they're so pissed off that the couch has become a thing that they're just throwing anything at the wall. That's how petty both of these parties are right now.
I don't know who started it, but it is such a simple thing. You're weird.
Yeah.
That's such a simple thing, and it just caught on.
Walz was the first person that I saw that started doing that on CNN, saying the weird thing, and then now they hate that. It's now they're both calling. I noticed on Fox News. I watch Fox News every night. Now they're talking heads are saying weird all the time. Yeah. Like they're just hammering it nonstop.
J.D. Vance wrote an autobiography in which is misquoted as, well, not misquoted, it's a made-up story that said it was in the biography that said that he would put a rubber glove in a couch and bang the couch. And now the story is floating around that Walz would drink horse semen for some reason.
This is what we're focusing. This is modern day politics.
This is the best times of our lives right now.
It is insane. It's the greatest show on earth.
Yeah.
Also, the entire global economy is collapsing.
But you only have to say something like 3 times before everybody starts believing it.
100%.
Somebody in Belarus right now is like, next president of the United States sucked the horse semen. You know? I don't know. I just think it's
the couch thing went
so
viral,
ridiculous.
And they were like, "Oh my gosh, we got to come up with something quick!"
The vice president fight is worse than 2 shock jocks fighting each other.
It's
making
insane.
up stories about each other.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we're all the ones that are losing in the end.
Yeah, but
they're like, look at these clowns.
Exactly. But I'm super excited for the presidential debates because if the vice presidents are going at it like this, that means once they get together.
Trump says his strategy has not changed. I totally disagree with that because
he's white now. Did you see that?
Yeah.
When it was Biden, he was like calm, collected, let Biden just fly the plane to the side of the mountain. Now Trump's gone back to the greatest hits. Yeah. Now he's off the cuff. Now there's horse semen. Now there's all these crazy things. Like he is totally going back to like standard Trump first hit album.
But that's what got him there.
Yeah.
So.
These are concerns, dude.
Some would argue that's also what got him out of there.
There's got to be a vice presidential debate.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Well, they're saying that Walz says he's very excited to take on J.D. Vance.
I don't know anything about J.D. Vance other than the fact that he didn't like Trump and he said a lot of crazy things about Trump in the beginning, compared him to Hitler and all that. And I never heard of Walz until they picked him. So I'm just being honest about it. I'm not going to sit here and try and be like, well, I've wanted to research these 2 fellows.
I only saw Walz recently because obviously I'm assuming because he was in contention for VP, he started showing up on all the talk shows.
Yeah.
So have you heard about the stolen valor stuff with him? What they're saying, what the rumors are about that. So he served and then he retired and then his platoon was deployed or whatever. But he had retired before that.
He already put his resignation in before.
So there's that thing. But then the other thing is his bio, which they have now changed with Kamala Harris, said that he was there for Operation Enduring Freedom, which was only in Iraq. And I saw a thing with a military veteran who was talking to his people about that. He said that's misleading because he was, I think, stationed over in Italy. And he goes, if you're saying that you were with Operation Enduring Freedom, that is specifically Iraq. And he said, he goes, could you see where that's misleading? And they're like, yeah, we understand that. And he goes, really, technically, that's stolen valor, and he could be put in jail for that.
Well, they're trying to hammer him hard on because the fact that he said that he knows what it's like to have a weapon of war in his hands and be in combat, and he never was in combat. Yeah,
Look, he still served.
Yeah,
but let's not exaggerate.
Yeah,
right. But the problem is the way that they worded it, and it could be misconstrued.
Yeah, they're going pushing heavy on trying to get that out there.
So we're saying horse semen not true. did serve in, but not enduring freedom.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I got to get all these facts straight.
I knew it was going to be bad because yesterday on social media, every influencer that I follow that's a veteran, like that was a Navy SEAL or Special Forces, we're all dragging walls through the mud.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, that's a big thing. That's a big deal, especially, I mean, none of us were military, but I mean, if you're military and you serve in a war zone or do something like that, that's a lot different, even though, people who go into the military, my father was stationed in Pittsburgh during the Korean War, but he was still in the military. He's also not saying that he was fighting,
Let me put it in ways you might understand Spanish. It's similar to you and I and Galvin and everybody else on the show being in radio for 20 years, and then some douchebag in his apartment with a cassette recorder tries to do a podcast where only him and his mother are listening to it, and he's like, I've got an award-winning radio show. That's stolen valor. That's stolen valor.
Well, I'm in radio, too.
Yeah, you're not in radio.
That's
You recorded
analogy.
yourself in the kitchen.
Team USA. Held on to the gold medal lead at the Olympics yesterday, but ended the day only leading China by 1. So we'll see if we can hang on through the final weekend. China. The last time we didn't finish first in golds was at the Summer Games. During the Summer Games was in 2008 when China topped us by 12 medals. But the total medal count, we have 103. China has 73. So total medal count, we're crushing them, but we're only leading them by a little bit in the gold.
Remember Rocky IV when Rocky went over in Russia and fought Drago? And at the end, he was like, if we can get in here, we could like each other, then everybody could like each other. And then everybody started clapping, and all the Russian people, and then the fake Gorbachev was forced to clap too.
Yeah.
And then you realized those Russian people don't really hate us. They've just been told to hate us. I think the most loving people are the Chinese. Outside of the Chinese government, I think the Chinese people care the least about fighting with anybody.
Yeah.
They just want to do their own origami and eat some noodles and leave me alone.
On Reddit, one of my favorite things is American tourists that come back from China and they're like real far right leaning tourists.
Yeah.
And they'll come back thinking it was going to be like this dystopian, terrible communist place. And there are some parts about it, but they all say the same thing. They all say every Chinese citizen that they run into, super sweet,
nice,
give them free food.
Well, I mean, in the reverse, we've given them a town in every major city we have. You go to New York, it's a Chinatown. You go to San Francisco, it's a Chinatown.
That's very true.
You give your own little neighborhoods.
Yeah, they got their own towns and their own state.
I mean, you're welcome
stations.
to live anywhere.
Yeah.
But we give you a town.
Yeah.
Did you see the Chinese gymnast that the other two girls on the podium bit their medal and she didn't know what the hell was going on?
And she looks like
So
confused.
the photographer a lot of times will be like, hey, bite the medal. That's a thing that they do, whatever. So they'll bite the medal, whatever. And she looks over and she smiles and she goes, and she like kind of puts it to her mouth. She's like, I don't know what's going on, but they're doing it, so I'm going to do it. But it was funny. She's like, I don't know, 15 years old or something. Yeah, 16.
No one want to eat the medal.
So speaking of the Olympics, has anybody seen the non-binary Team USA athlete that wears a mask, sunglasses, and green and purple hair during the Olympic performance?
I've not seen the hair because of the mask.
Well, this person has green and purple hair, and it's wearing the mask and the whole thing. Well, apparently one of the commentators misgendered this person.
Well, it's a non-binary, so what do you say? They?
They.
Yeah.
But does it matter if it's a man or a woman? Is it a men versus women?
That I don't know. And the person also has nails and stuff. Well, go ahead, Carmen.
I was gonna say they are competing in the female category.
Okay,
they're competing against other females.
Is it a big leap to say her then? You know what I mean?
It shouldn't be, but because it's probably on the paper that they are non-binary.
Here it is, and I'm on TV. Take a listen. Here we go.
Things that they've never done before. You're dealing with a person competing in the women's category, but wants to refer to herself as non-binary. That's confusing to a person who's not doing that on a regular basis.
Well,
I don't think that they were being disrespectful.
No, and he's an awful person for saying it's good to see her back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, let's
Right.
kill this guy.
I don't understand.
I think it
that at
sounds
all.
like an innocent mistake.
Yeah.
Also, are we positive that's a woman?
And she corrects it right away. So what's the big deal?
Because it's a big deal. Because now we have to jump through hoops to figure everything out.
But she's the size of.
Not she.
Oh no, she's fat.
They.
You can call her whatever you want. If she's in the women's category, I'm calling her a she. Is she?
Yeah,
They call her Hulk.
You know what
the
she
whole
is.
sport that she's doing is based on your strength.
You know what she is. She's brave.
She was brave. She was brave.
Son of a
I'm sorry.
bitch.
I keep saying she. It's
brave
brave.
one.
It's brave. Is it not? It's though. You know,
They
brave.
brave.
I saw one of the ladies is leaving Saturday Night Live, and it said they are leaving, and I go, well, who else is going? Like, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
I'm not even mocking it.
You can't have they be a group our
Right.
entire life and now assign it to one person.
Right?
Wouldn't it be more respectful to come up with a new term?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I have no problem referring to somebody as whatever they want to be called, but to say they is confusing.
Because don't they have Zim or Z or whatever?
They have all kinds of
they're
made-up
making
stuff.
up.
I like the way that sounds.
Yeah.
Zims be out of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Zim zimzity. Zimbity zooda. Zimmity's out. Oh, we could deliver the news in a whole different way.
This is why the laws, though, this is why they're having such a hard time writing laws now, is because, you need to have exact verbiage. And if you don't have the right pronouns, the laws won't apply. It's all kinds of.
Well, remember whenever Caitlyn Jenner killed the person in the car accident thing, whatever, and then we were like, well, was that Caitlyn Jenner or was that Bruce Jenner?
Yeah.
Like, at what point, whatever, like, is Caitlyn Jenner...
Bruce is wanted from the law.
Is
Caitlin's
Caitlyn
okay.
Jenner an Olympic athlete, or was that Bruce?
That was Bruce.
Damn.
Bruce. But also, if Caitlyn Jenner goes to jail over that car accident, do they go to female jail or male jail?
Can I give you the normal answer to that? Does she have a wiener?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think she's had the surgery.
Male jail.
not.
But
Male jail.
Here's the thing: is they were putting a lot of people that identified as female in with the females, and the rapes went through the roof.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I, as the commissioner of common sense, I will tell you. I will give me a situation. I will give you the answer. Caitlyn Jenner has a penis. She is still therefore biologically a male. She goes to a male prison.
But then do we also go kind of like how they do for the Olympics? They do like blood. So if you have like the XY or XX.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
But
if
the problem with that is now you're misgendering, because if you say you're a female, you're a female.
Yeah, in normal, it's one of the rights you get taken away from you if you become a criminal.
I like that.
Yeah, we go right down to the common science of it all. It's one of the rights that you lose as a criminal.
So what is you're not a criminal and you want to use a woman's bathroom?
If you are a woman, so if you identify
as a woman, you're a woman.
Yeah,
them's the rules.
But also, what if you've so back to the jail? What if you've had the surgery?
If you had the surgery and you no longer have a penis, you go to ladies' jail. You're now a woman.
You're still whooping everybody's ass.
Yep.
Right. You're still
Hell
stronger. You still have that, like.
And listen, you don't need a penis to rape somebody.
Right.
No, but there's also strong, tough bitches in jail now. That's just how it goes.
Good luck.
Yeah. Oh, look, I be the queen. If I have to go to jail for life, and they're like, "Hey, we might have to cut it off, and we'll send you a
do
ladies'
it.
jail," I'd be
Yeah.
like, "All right, take it,
Cut it.
take it, snip it,
Yeah.
smack it up, flip it, reverse it."
Right.
Yeah, I'll go in. I'll go in and
cool.
rule that ladies' prison.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I'll beat all them bitches up in the yard. I might even start playing basketball. Come on, ladies.
Carmen, I know you do a lot of different stuff. You shave your face to exfoliate. What? I mean, you do, right?
Yeah, I do. Keep going.
You have the mask that Mike got you that has infrared stuff.
Love it,
all kind of
yes.
different things. Do you have any of those rollers that you do on your face, or?
No, because those are very hard to keep sterile, and a lot of people don't clean them correctly. So those are actually.
It's
better not to
interesting that
use.
you would bring up sterile, keeping stuff sterile. Gio was going to point out you had your.
Did she get you the bag things on the eyes?
Yeah, you had those.
I need those.
Whenever you were walking the other day.
It won't help.
There is a woman on TikTok who is showcasing a skincare hack that reverses aging.
Horse semen.
Worse,
Oh,
canking her face in her own poop.
No.
Experts say you should not do this because feces can contain bacteria and parasites. I'm going to call BS
Yes.
because I will show you a video of her putting it on.
Oh, come on.
Yep, look at it.
Nope.
There is her poop in the little container. And I'm telling you right now,
No.
listen, she puts it on her face. She's not even gagging. She's not even gagging.
She's
That's
a
fake.
That's
Those are like
fake.
melted. That's like melted chocolate.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
Fake
it's like
feces,
chocolate
fake
mousse or something.
feces.
Yeah,
Can
that
you
is completely fake.
Send that to my personal email. Do some further research.
That is completely fake. There's no way you're smearing that on your face and not go.
Yeah.
Even if it's yours.
Yeah.
People will literally do anything
To go,
to
yeah. Is
go viral.
Is she any better than Hawktua? I mean, it's the same thing.
By the way, I saw another. I hate Hawktua. I saw another. I saw another video of another girl who was, wherever that is, Nashville or who knows, outside a bar somewhere, and she came up, and the guy's like talking to the one girl, and she's like, "You gotta take two of them and wooga wooga wooga." So I know they're just making up stuff now, and it's so dumb.
I heard the Pac-Man. Have you heard that?
Oh no!
Another one.
Yeah,
I saw some interviews of Hawktua girl, and she doesn't seem that bad.
No, it's a machine around her that's terrible. She seems like a nice kid.
She's very much aware of how ridiculous it is that she's become famous overnight, it seems like.
So whether it's her team or whatever, but you know how on Twitter just stuff will show up, even if you're not following them, and I'm like, I don't understand this. They put out a picture of her getting out of a Cybertruck with fire behind it, and it goes, "Here you go. Make your memes." And it's like, you know what I did? I blocked her. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that anymore.
It's not her fault.
I'm Team Hawktua.
It is her fault.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
She didn't do anything. She said something stupid and funny when she was drunk.
But she's trying. She's trying too hard now.
Listen,
she's like, I want to be famous.
But she's not. She's making the money. People are offering her money to come on their podcast. Why would you turn down money? She used to work in like a factory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not mad at her either.
Yeah, she's finally out of the factory and she gets to travel around the country.
It's weird that podcasters pay these people to come on the show. I came across a podcast with a woman, a attractive woman, who her podcast is about how she used to be in jail. She did a hard time in jail. I think she was addicted to drugs or whatever. And she tells these stories, and I'm like, she'd be an interesting guest. And I reached out to her people, and I said, hey, I do a radio show. I'd like to have her on the show. And they were like, okay, well, she's got I don't know what kind of budget you have, but she charges for appearances. And I was like, yeah, this isn't a podcast. I'm trying to promote this woman's.
They're all doing it now. All the podcasts.
I'd rather not talk to anybody.
Yeah. But that's also because when they go on these podcasts, the podcast gets more views translate into more money,
more subscribers.
So therefore, the person is like, I'm going to get a cut out of the audience that I'm going to bring to you.
The idea is she comes on our show. Right. None of our audience and 2 million people are listening to the show know who this woman is. I turn at least 10,000 of them into subscribers for her. That's money for her. That's the smart way to do business. If you think I'm paying you to go, what is the benefit to me to pay you to come on the show? I'm already the number one show. I'm not going to be more number one because this lady came on. So it just doesn't make sense. It's not the smart move in the PR department is to say, yes, please talk about her as much as you can and make sure you plug her website.
Yeah.
That's it.
But think about Joe Rogan is not paying people to come on his podcast.
I don't know.
I'm just saying because he's the number one podcaster. You know what I mean? He has the biggest podcast, so he's not paying because it doesn't help him. It helps the person who comes on, so they know the benefit. These people don't understand. They don't look at it that way.
Right. That's the thing, and they're sad because what's going to happen is that now. I don't care about that woman anymore. I never talked about her. I never promoted her, and she just goes away, and they missed out on that.
Right.
And depending on who you get, it'll then push that into the algorithm of the YouTube or whatever you're trying to get, which is going to in tune. Like, see, if you paid someone $5,000, but you made $50,000 on the video. Sure, it makes sense.
Patrick Bet Davis, who Rob works for now, who does his podcast, he pays his guests to come on the show.
Yeah.
But when they had Antonio Brown on and they paid him $25,000, but then they made $100,000 on the views. That's a smart business model.
Yeah.
We're not in that business. We're not trying to monetize our social media. We already have a job. So our job is to entertain people, and we get paid a salary no matter what happens there, and it's based on ratings performance, not based on clicks and views.
We already have the audience. Where that you're trying to build the audience.
Right. It's a good business model if that's your sole source of income. I will tell you that Bert has the same sort of process for what Something's Burning. When Bobby and I did Something's Burning, we got paid for that, but Bert will make up in clicks, he makes up the money for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I'm not taking any money for this to do this thing. And then he's like, no, there's a budget and there's a thing and it'll get so many hits, it'll pay for itself and this, that, and that. I was like, okay.
But even like Tonight Show, they get paid to go on the Tonight Show.
They get scale.
It's a little bit of, a couple $100 or maybe, I don't know what it is now, whatever, but, it's not a lot of money, but because they're appearing on there, they pay them. it's not like they're going on there to get that money.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just you're on TV, so you have to get paid because that's the legal department.
I think
it like pays for their gas basically.
It seems like it's when these guests are asking to get paid, it's starting to shift to you need me more than I need you.
Well, that's what I wrote
there's
back.
So many podcasts.
I wrote back to that lady and I said, "This is not a podcast. This is a #1 radio show.
Yeah.
We do not pay for guests, but thank you." You know, I wasn't mean to her. I get it. She's trying to help her client, but
I hope she goes back to prison. Yep. And mark my words, you guys will hate the Hawk Tuah girl. She'll do something and you'll turn on her.
So far,
I don't. I just
Not
don't
yet.
care about her. But do you know if they said to me, maybe I shouldn't? I was like, if they said to me she's at the airport, you just have to Uber over here. I'd be like, no thanks. Maybe I would Uber over here right now. But if they said to me, hey, we can get you the Hawk Tuah girl for $100, I'd be like, no. It's just the point. Why would I pay the money to talk to a girl talk about spitting on D's?
A sexual health organization over in Australia is apologizing after accidentally giving college students lubricated ultrasound probe covers instead of condoms.
Oh my!
They bought a bunch of them, and the packaging looks very similar because it goes over the ultrasound thing. Whatever. Yeah, they said.
How inadequate do you feel?
Oh my
when you put
God.
that on, you're like, I feel like this should fit me tighter.
Well, either way, you're getting probed.
Yeah.
This isn't an XL.
Geo.
Yes.
Two worlds collide, and I think you're going to like it. Dunkin' just debuted a new canned pumpkin spice latte that contains booze.
Oh.
It is 6% alcohol. I think we talked about this a while ago that it was coming. So it's a little stronger than an average beer. A 4-pack will hit stores in 27 states later this month. The 4-packs.
The pumpkin is new because I have seen the Dunkin' spiked coffees.
Oh yeah,
at my Winn-Dixie.
What are they spiking them with?
Whatever they're putting in the seltzers is the
That's
same.
just vodka, isn't it?
Yeah. Or
Well, it's
malt.
not. Some of them are vodka, but like I know, like White Claw, it's not vodka. High Noons are specifically vodka. They say what it is, but if it's something else like the White Claw or something, it's like a malt liquor or something. It's not.
You said what, 6%?
yeah.
Nah, talk to me at 8.
Yeah, typically I don't dabble with anything below 7%, but I mean,
You drink 3 of them.
Yeah, but regular beer is what, 5.5?
Yeah, 4 to 5.
A nice IPA
So
is like
IPA.
9%,
Yeah.
which is kind of where my threshold
Get
is
some
at.
Canadian beer.
Yeah, anything below 7%, you're wasting my time.
You had a Beta victory, the 20%?
Yeah.
Oh,
20.
man.
So
Oh, dude.
nothing below 7% and no jackpots below 500 million.
Basically, don't
Gio's got his limits.
don't waste my time with your 6%
Gotta have standards.
beverage.
I like your boundaries.
Carmen, I think you'll like this. Giant Pop-Tarts the size of a big screen TV went on sale this week
I've
and
seen 'em.
immediately sold out.
Yes.
They only made 15 of them and only sold them in LA, Chicago, and New York. It sounds like they'll make another round of them, but here is, look at the girl's hand to scale. There's her hand right there.
That's awesome.
See how big this thing is?
One of the influencer I follow got one. They like mailed her one.
Yeah.
It looked amazing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Anybody see the Pop-Tart commercial where a girl is eating a Pop-Tart and she gets on the school bus and she turns and everybody on the bus turns into Pop-Tarts?
No.
Then she looks at the driver and the driver becomes a Pop-Tart and then she backs off the bus. I looked at my wife and I go, who pitched that? And then she gets on the bus and she looks and everybody on the bus is a Pop-Tart. And then the driver turns into a Pop-Tart and then she walks off the bus. I'm like, that's the
I like
dumbest
it.
thing I've ever seen.
There are so like
Carmen.
I think we should really go into creating commercials because there are so many commercials I go, how is that on TV?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Like, what is the point of then everybody on the bus turns into a Pop-Tart?
The best thing of that is on Friends when Chandler decides to go into advertising and he just starts doing it for everything and he's like, socks for when your feet are cold. But he just does like a bunch of dumb ones like that, you know? He's like, it's so easy. I'm funny. I could be in advertising.
Yeah.
Way better than the Pop-Tart commercial, I'll tell you that.
So you got the giant Pop-Tarts. Today, what?
How do you heat it up?
Yeah, is there a giant
You don't.
toaster?
Yeah.
I don't think you do. I
Yeah,
think
flamethrower.
you can eat Pop-Tarts. You don't need to heat them up.
Cold.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, you've never had a cold Pop-Tart?
It's like hot dog.
Yeah.
You don't have to cook a hot dog.
I've
It's
had
already
it cold.
cooked.
I mean, hot dogs are delicious cold, but Pop-Tarts I do not like cold.
I wish Spanish would get the Pop-Tarts he brought the other
The
day.
big gay Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
What? Hot dog cold?
Yeah.
Hot dog cold is bologna.
Hot dogs
I
are
don't like
good.
bologna
Well,
either.
yeah, but you just don't like it. I'm saying
Hot dog hot,
it's already,
fine. Hot dog cold, gross.
Hot
it's
dog
already
cold's
cooked
good.
though.
Yeah, no,
you
hot
guys
dogs.
should just eat cold hot dogs at Sad Weirdos. during the show.
That's not a sad weirdo
Just put it
thing.
in your mouth where you talk.
That's not a sad weirdo thing. That's
It totally is.
I'm loving life.
Just eating a cold hot dog with no bun.
I just got a 6-pack of Nathan's, and I'm eating them right out the package.
Get those glizzies.
Yeah.
Have you never eaten a cold hot dog?
I have, but they're not great.
Yeah, I mean, when I was
a kid, yeah.
It's baloney. It's the same thing.
I would not do it as an adult.
Today is National Book Lovers Day.
Yep, I knew that.
Love my books.
Yeah.
Some books. Tomorrow, National Bowling Day.
Woo!
Yeah. When was the last time you went bowling? I think the last time I went bowling was for Drew's thing.
We went to the Mike Evans bowling tournament last year.
Yeah.
Back to the books thing. I love books.
Yeah.
Buying them. Not reading them.
exactly.
Not reading them. I get them and I'm like, I'm going to look at this. Never even open it.
I just started reading again this year, and I forgot how annoying and fun it is at the same time.
How did your I'm a Stupid Knight book go?
It was good. The night book was good. The album.
What was it called?
Remember I'm a Stupid Knight?
A Knight in Rusty Armor.
Yeah.
Was that the book you were reading in between the breaks?
Yeah, that one and The Alchemist I was reading.
Mom the
too,
Tree Man gave it to him.
Yeah, they're great. They're both great books. But
and you just stopped reading?
no, I just stopped reading in here because every time I would take a book out during the break, everyone would make fun of me. So I was like,
It's not the appropriate time to read books.
You did it one time so we would see you reading.
I
That's
didn't do it. Jesus
A changed
Christ.
man. He reads.
Yeah.
Spanish.
Man.
You never read a book in here. You never read
Ever.
a book in here before.
I don't
you
recall
went
ever seeing you with a book.
Then you went through your thing, your life changed, you were turning into a butterfly, and you did one day you read a book, and you thought we weren't going to say, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, you know what?
If I came in here, if I came in here,
can you just stop yelling at me? I just want to not be yelled
If
at.
I
for
came
like
in there with
15
those
minutes.
sticks that you
Bounced up, and just during the break, you went in the corner and started doing
so
that.
you're saying that nobody would go, "Hey, what's with the sticks?"
If during the breaks, I pulled out a tub of margarine and started making the close encounters model, didn't you think somebody would say something?
I agree. I could see how reading silently is the same as playing with sticks or playing with margarine.
It's a hobby.
It's a notice me thing.
That you didn't do before that you're doing now. I love that he's right and we're wrong.
I'm not
Everybody
saying
else
that,
in the room is telling you that that's.
You're all telling me what my intentions are. That's bananas.
Right, you should
Whether you-
understand. You don't. You're lying to yourself.
I don't think. I don't think you knew what your intentions were.
Okay. Yeah. I just don't want to argue. Like
It was the same with your Tampa Bay Lightning shirt yesterday.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I feel like we should all find hobbies during the break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a model airplane. I'm going to start building that during the break.
I would like to work on a puzzle. I got
My hobby used to be napping during the breaks, but I don't really do that much.
I'm
more.
actually going to start doing bird calls.
If
what
you
I
start
do.
attracting birds.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carmen.
Yeah, you can't take my thing.
Bite
What's a
off your
good
plate.
commercial break hobby?
Yeah.
We don't see Carmen. Maybe she's got a commercial break hobby.
Yeah, I run to make coffee and go to the bathroom
And
in
wail
under
on
5 minutes.
burritos.
Yeah.
Who do you think poops more in the show? You or Spanish?
Oh, Spanish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm one and done.
All right.
Yeah. And because I get up and walk in the morning now.
Yeah, loosen it up.
It's usually at home now, which is nice.
Yeah, that's nice for everybody.
Home court advantage.
But because if I don't and then I come here, then I'm like running around like a chicken in the morning,
Yeah.
trying to fit
A
everything
brave
in.
chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
The brave chicken.
I am brave.
It's very brave.
I read
brave
that
chicken.
book one
The brave
time.
chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to read it again.
He read it during the break the other day. It was interesting. Nobody gave him a hard time, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know what Joe does, so if he's reading, it's fine. At least he's doing something.
Joe's got a lot of hobbies going on during the
I
break.
do. I do. The dog. I enjoy the dogs. I'm going to call that a hobby.
I have to tell you, though, I find it funny that Galvin's right, that we all agree and you're in denial about your
I don't know what to say anymore
commercial time
because
reading.
no matter
You
what.
can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't. My intention wasn't to be noticed. It
What was the
'cause-
intention? Just to read the
Just
book?
to read. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Did you ever think to yourself, maybe that's not the most appropriate thing to do while you're at work?
I mean, it's either that or play on my phone. You know what I mean? Like
At least when you play on your phone, it gives you the impression that you're working on something. This thing, you're just taking a break, just reading a book.
All right.
I'm just asking. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't touched a book in here since.
I got
so,
plenty of books if you need to borrow a book.
Yeah. I acquiesced. I didn't do it.
All right. Interesting. I got a book. It's called "How Much Half and Half Can You Steal from My House?"
I didn't steal the half and half. You and your wife on 2 separate occasions said I could use it.
A good mystery thriller.
Yeah.
2 times, not every day. 2 times. You asked 2 times. 2 times on 2 occasions. You said you could use it.
But you both ended by saying you could use as much as you want. Don't worry.
When you borrowed my Mercedes, did you fill it up?
Yes.
So you borrow the half and half. Do you bring a new one in when it's
I
empty?
didn't know it was done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will get you.
No, nobody
there's
wants
so
your-
much half and half.
Nobody
out
wants
there.
it now. We already got a new one.
All right.
I can bring you some of Ian's butter if you like.
No, I'm
much.
good. I'm good. Thank
Water.
You didn't give Ian his butter back?
Yes, actually, I did. I gave him a giant tub.
you. He's just greasing down the fat
Yeah.
chicks.
Whoa.
He's greasing down all the fat chicks at the Dignitary Club.
Maybe. Some sad news. Legendary golfer Chichi Rodriguez passed away. Did anybody know
I
that?
did see that, yeah.
Yeah,
I just assumed he'd been dead a long time.
Right? That's whenever I saw it. He was 88 years old. So long, good life for Chichi.
I thought he was way older. He looks older. He looks like an old leather bag. And Chichi famous for the swords.
Putting it away.
With his thing.
Whenever he scores and does that. Any points for Chichi? Does anybody know?
I don't believe
Any
I had
points for Chichi
no.
Rodriguez?
No.
I don't
not
think
famous.
I don't. Oh,
You get extra
very
points
Famous.
if you have played at the Chichi Rodriguez golf course in downtown Clearwater.
Do you think your BS coach is more famous than Chichi Rodriguez?
I would say they're comparable.
You're insane.
No, listen,
Chichi Rodriguez has
Was
been
it Tiger
famous
Woods
my
before Tiger
entire
Woods?
life.
just so you know, everybody thinks you guys are wrong.
Not
and just
everybody.
doing this
No.
to
Not
spite
everybody.
me, which is the truth.
You're
just
the
like
only
Spanish.
one.
You're
Yeah.
just like Spanish. You're not
No.
listening to the
No.
room.
Go read a
I
book.
Why don't you go get a
constantly
book?
do it. I constantly do it. You guys are doing it to spite me because it's your little ha-ha
The
funny
biography
joke.
of Mike Martin by
It'll be
Gio.
so funny if we just pretend we don't know this person's on the internet and famous.
Oh, he is on the
Yeah. I'm
internet,
not
and he
gonna-
is a famous
Listen,
coach, just
your-
not a celebrity.
Your facade has been exposed to the world.
Listen, Chichi Rodriguez
I'll
died.
see
Have to
ya.
show some respect.
Chichi.
Hey, I'll see you at the Sad Weirdos on Saturday.
I'll see you
Gio.
at the book club.
Three
You
suspects.
guys eat some cold hot dogs together.
3 suspects have been detained in the terrorist plot to bomb a Taylor Swift show in Vienna. Their ages 19, 17, and 15.
Damn.
What?
They
They
are,
couldn't get tickets.
Yep.
they're not sure what their heritage is. They could be Turkish. They could be Croatian. They could be North Macedonian.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did you see people are getting pissed off and saying that Taylor Swift should pay for their tickets because they spent like $2,000-$3,000?
So this is what I think.
Yeah.
Those people who paid for those tickets should go to the show
Yeah.
and deal with the North Macedonians.
Yeah.
Then let them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor Swift will give you your money back after you're blown to pieces.
They should go. The show's right in here, and when they go through the door, just boom.
Yeah.
Just blow 'em
But
up.
I
There you
mean,
go,
don't
enjoy.
they? But they get their money back for their tickets,
Well,
right?
they're saying like they had spent money on hotels and travel and all this
Yeah.
stuff to
Yeah,
to
that's
the
Taylor Swift's
show.
fault.
Stuff
Sure.
happens. That's
And-
why they have the insurance for the tickets in case something
Right.
happens, and
They want Taylor Swift to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm
sure
sure
No,
insane.
you can have your ticket. You can have your ticket price back, but she's not going to pay for your hotel and stuff.
This is interesting with all the different cameos and different people that showed up in Deadpool and Wolverine. You know who is considered for a cameo in there?
Chichi Rodriguez.
No, too famous. Too famous. Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
That would've
yeah,
been
was
awesome.
considered
Yeah.
for a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's a horrible movie.
It's a horrible movie. It's a horrible character, and they keep trying to. I read that they're
Yeah.
remaking it again.
I like Ghost Rider, the
character's
character.
cool,
Yeah.
The movie was bad.
It's
There's
a
no
dead
story.
skeleton on fire that drives a motorcycle.
Yeah. When he teams up with Spider-Man and stuff, it was awesome.
Yeah, there's some good stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about this show a little bit earlier. Will there be a 4th season of Ted Lasso?
I hope so.
Well,
I thought Ted
apparently
Lasso was done. I didn't know
it is done.
It ends pretty well. It's a good ending to the show.
Well, they say everyone's waiting for Jason Sudeikis to decide. I think he decided quite some time ago
Yeah.
and ended the show.
I love that show. I would not, as much as I would love a 4th season, I think it would ruin.
Would I like that show?
Yeah, maybe. I think
I mean, I'm not so hard. I'm pretty soft. I know it's a soft show. I like.
it's very funny. Sudeikis is very funny in the show. I think.
Yeah,
It's heavy though. There's like some real heavy themes.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Quarterback Nick Foles will retire as a Philadelphia Eagle after the first game of the season. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles back in 2018. So he's going to retire as an Eagle.
Man, that must be nice to retire young, millionaire, and have a Super Bowl ring. Like,
Yeah.
that's just got to be a great feeling.
So have you been watching any of the Hard Knocks? They have the Giants thing, whatever, but then in season with the Bears, and then they're going to have the AFC North, whatever. But in season with the Bears, the first episode was on, and one of the guys during practice goes in and signs his $100 million contract.
What?
That's got to be amazing.
And comes walking back out, and they're like, "What happened?" And then he gives like the signature thing, whatever. And he goes, "Oh man, yeah." And he was like, "Yeah."
When Tristan Wirfs signed his contract, it showed him going out to the practice field, and all the players are coming up to him and stuff. And they were saying like, now now Tristan's buying dinner everywhere we go because.
But it's
I
great.
text him and I said, "Yo, can I hold $20?"
He's the highest paid guy on the team now.
It's great because Liev Schreiber, doing the voiceover and stuff, he goes, "No big deal, just a mid-practice $100 million deal," and he signed it. It was like, oh,
It's got to be insane when you're 25 years old, 24 years old, and you just realize you encountered generational wealth.
well, and he said that. He said whenever he went back out there, he goes, "That really makes it so I don't have anything to complain about or worry about." He goes, "That takes a lot of weight off your shoulders."
I think it adds more weight because now you have something to live up to.
Right.
But he goes, "I'll still complain."
Yeah.
He goes, "I'll still complain."
They all fight for that second contract, man, because that's the big payday usually.
You know what's so funny is that puts all the weight on your shoulders and all this stuff. Like literally, he signed it, and the one guy like shook his hand, and he kind of looked the other way when he was shaking the guy's hand. Like if I signed $100 million contract, I would go, "Thank you so much for having the belief in me to do this, and I will not let you down. I will do everything I can possibly do on that field." He was like, "Thanks."
Yeah, because I think that's more symbolic. They probably shook hands 50 times before that.
Still, the cameras are there. I'm letting the cameras know. I'm grabbing the camera. I'm going to say, "Hey, Bears fans."
I the way Jason Light treated me that one time at the game, Tristan Wirfs should treat him badly.
He didn't give you $100 million. He didn't give you $100 million.
Dude, Jason Light is killing it. He's a superstar.
He's the greatest general manager. He's the greatest manipulator. He's putting together a stellar team.
Yeah.
Made me feel worse than nobody has ever made me feel.
in town?
I have never been dressed down harder than when Jason Light ignored me at the game.
I see Jason Light and Titus O'Neil talking to each other all the time.
Titus O'Neil, yeah. Titus O'Neil. What did we say he was? The king of Tampa Bay? Yeah. Well, what do you expect? He's the king of Tampa Bay. And me, I'm a guy who once met Titus.
Yep.
John Lynch. I saw a thing the other day with John Lynch and the
John Lynch would say hi to me.
And the coach of the 49ers. And, there's a big thing right now about Brandon Ayuk and whether he's going to go to Steelers possibly and, Patriots and this and that, whatever, blah. And I saw this press conference and John Lynch goes, we couldn't get a deal. He's worried more about money than he is Super Bowls and all this stuff. And I'm like, I can't believe this guy's saying it. And then the coach goes, "Hey, John, we're in a press conference." And I go, "Oh, it's AI." It was one of the AI things. Really? But when I first started watching, I go, I can't believe he's saying this.
So that's a specific account on Instagram. They did the ones with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
She's like, Angel Reese, she's such a bitch. Like, she knows she's not as good as me. And it's so
good.
Unbelievable.
It's so funny. But until the other guy, I think he said we're in the middle of a effing press conference. And I go, "Oh, it's AI." But at first, I was like, "Whoa, I can't believe he's saying that."
I mean, the lips match perfectly. It's very
Isn't
deceiving.
it weird to think John Lynch, general manager, and successful general manager?
Yeah.
Because he was such a good football player. You expect those guys to be lunkheads, just all football. But went right into general manager position.
It's also weird that I remember John Lynch being drafted by the Bucs, and now he's like a general manager.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen the entirety of his whole career.
One
I'm
of
that old.
The nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
One of the most genuine nice guys,
And look successful.
Oh, he's so handsome.
Yeah, like you look at him and you go, "This guy just success, whatever he
So
does.
handsome.
Like on the field, off the field, whatever he's doing, he seems like he's successful for sure." And then finally in news, it's been a while. I got some new music for you guys.
Been a while.
That's not the song. That's not the song. We're not doing that song.
Yeah.
It's been a little while since we've had some new music on here, but I do have some new music for you. You do know this person, and this person is involved in music, but I believe this is their first album that is coming out. No.
That cancels out Roland Mizell because he's an accomplished.
Yes.
He's a couple albums deep.
Of course, yes. So Carmen's going to play the music. Take a guess whenever you think you know what it is. Here we go. New music on the Mike Calta Show. Hit it. This is Billie Eilish's brother, Phineas, who makes his own music. That's his new track, For Crying Out Loud. It's the title track off his new album, which will be out on October 4th.
All right.
Catch a tune.
Wasn't so bad.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, there you go. That is it for news.
All right, Galvin, thank you. I must take a break. And when we come back from break, I've got not only tickets to give away, but I've got front row tickets to give away to see Slash and his Serpent Festival, a big festival of blues music, which is happening at the Bay Care Sound tomorrow night. I have front row tickets. We will give those away next on 102.5 The Bone. Carmen?
Yes.
Gio?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes, Michael.
Galvin?
Present.
Spanish? Spanish? I mean, what is he doing?
We just talked about this.
But guys, he's deep into the third chapter of his book. Please don't bother.
Gio said, I don't know if he's getting, or Joe said, I don't know if he's getting cream or pooping during the break, what he's doing. I mean, he's not here again.
And we literally just went over this, like not even 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. What do you think he's going to blame it on? He's going to blame it on you, Carmen.
He's going to blame it on me?
Yeah, because he couldn't get in contact with you right away to tell you about what we're going to play next.
He literally calls me while he's texting me.
He said he was going to stay here until Carmen answered.
And then she did. And
yeah.
then he left.
He went.
So he's going to be like, well,
that took him,
it took Carmen forever to answer, so now I'm late.
I can literally show you the time shot.
Oh, look who's back. Look who's back.
Who's back.
Where were you now?
Again.
Here he comes, the comeback king.
Here he comes, the comeback king.
What took so long?
I was using the bathroom.
Are you pooping?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, you got to go to Martine. You got to go to Lifeguard and get your butt scanned.
First time I pooped.
Get your butt scanned.
It was the first time I pooped.
Not like, I don't know.
Are you reading your book in there, and that's why it takes so long?
No, I don't. I bring no literature to this house.
Do you write in there? Dear poop diary.
No.
Today they made fun of me for reading books. What more can I do to make these people happy?
No, I don't write. I don't write in the bathroom. I go, I clean, and I come back.
Oh.
You can ask Joe. These are the quickest ones I take all
I
day.
asked Joe, I said, where is he? And he goes, I don't know. I can't. I go, how is he pooping again? And he's like, it's unbelievable. He has a problem.
I almost had to take a trail poop the other day.
Oh, no.
I was out there. I was out there, and I got the bubble guts, and I was going, and like Carmen was saying earlier, the more you move around, the more everything shifts around and moves and stuff. And I was like, oh no.
Is this close to your Ireland experience? Like that crucial?
That was DEFCON 1. There was no stopping that. The keys had been turned.
Met, right?
Yeah.
Within like a week.
Literally was here for like 2 weeks.
We just met. We went to Ireland, and they fed us. Then they took us on a hike up a mountain. And
after a bumpy bus ride, like everything's just jostling. They fed us blood sausage.
20-hour flight.
On the way up the mountain, Galvin and I were like, we're not walking up this mountain anymore. We're not doing this. So we stopped off in this like public park area, and Galvin started doing the look arounds on the floor and hands on the waist. And he's like, I gotta go. And we tried to find a place, and we went to what looked like a little shack that the maybe the park workers worked at, and they were like, nope, no bathroom, no nothing. And then Galvin's like, we got to find some sort of paper or something. I'm going to have to. And then he looked in, and by the grace of God,
unbelievable,
an untouched roll of blue paper towels.
I don't know. You can say whether it was or not, but I swear there was a light shining.
Angels were singing. It called us over there.
It was a brand new paper towel roll sitting on top of all the garbage
in the wilderness.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, thank you.
And then Galvin went over. A guy I just met 2 weeks ago went over there and leaned against a tree and began to make a number 2 in the woods.
Yeah.
While I took pictures from a short distance away with my then digital camera.
Yeah. I go, don't take pictures. And Mike goes, yeah, no, I won't. I knew you were going to.
That's the Irish goodbye, I think they call that.
No.
It was something, man.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So
now, do you have a fanny pack that you run with?
I have a belt. It's called a flip belt, so it has all the stuff in there. And I actually have a baggie full of wet wipes that I carry with me.
Just in case.
Just in case, Carmen.
Right.
Do you run the same trail every day?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm saying you just leave a little package out there. That way,
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
present.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. But no, it's a different one, so I just carry it with me.
I got hit the other day. It's weird because I went to CVS. And or it's actually Walgreens, much like Love Tiger, but it didn't hit me until I got in the car. And I'm only 5 minutes from home, but I went to pull out, and I went, I'm not going to make it. I had to go to Publix.
You had to go back in?
No, I went to Publix because it's right next door, and I've been in that Publix before. But when I got in the Publix, they're remodeling it, so their bathroom. I walked in, the urinal was closed, the sink was missing, and I went, oh God, because I don't know if I'm going to make it out of here. And then I looked, and the toilet was ready to go, and I went, all right, and I went and locked myself in and destroyed it.
Can I tell you some of the nicest bathrooms, like if you're on the road and you need to stop? Home Depot or Lowe's.
Really?
They have some of the nicest, cleanest bathrooms that you will ever see in like a public store like that. Yeah, if you're driving along and you're just someone who's always in their car and you're like, I need a place to go to the bathroom.
Carmen, can I tell you somewhere that I learned?
Let's all weigh in on a good place.
I learned from Ray Romano, and you know this as well. Hotel lobby. They don't know whether you're staying or anything.
Yeah.
You just
Nor do
walk
they
in
really
and-
care.
Yeah, they don't really care.
I saw a guy on Instagram was going to all the lobbies and eating their breakfast.
Free breakfast. Because this is day 3 of free breakfast of the hotels I'm not staying at.
And he walked into like 4 hotels in the morning. Yeah. And he's taking yogurt and he's like taking it with him and stuff.
Pancakes
Yeah, he's
and
like,
omelets and stuff. Yeah.
They always tell me when I check in, they're like, we have free breakfast tomorrow until 9:30, and I just laugh at them.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to be up and in this lobby eating microwave pancakes at 9 o'clock in the morning? You're
I
insane.
do like when they have their own waffle maker, though. That's nice.
Smells nice.
Yeah.
Smells nice for sure.
Where's some other good bathroom places?
Publix is one of my
Publix is
favorite.
good.
Yeah.
Publix is good because Publix is rarely ever crowded.
Yeah.
And it's always clean.
And it
Yeah.
smells good.
And a lot of times it's somewhere where like people don't even know that there's a bathroom there, so you can kind of go in and do
And it's just like the sandwiches where you could put anything you get in the shop on a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
You can just go in there and use whatever products you need to go poop.
yeah.
Subway is always pretty good because they don't
Subway.
Subway because
One stall.
No.
listen, right, but that's the thing. They don't have separate bathrooms, and so it's a closed door. It's
Oh,
a
no.
private
People knocking on the
I would need some
door.
girl
What?
taking for me out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boo.
Bad idea, Carmen. Bad idea.
Listen,
It's not, but
being that I travel the country on the roads all the time,
yeah.
if Buc-ee's is always
I
fantastic.
mean, we don't have one though.
If you go up, there's one right past St. Augustine. There's a Buc-ee's, and there's also one in Daytona.
You say it as if we're going to go check it out this weekend.
Yeah, we gotta go to the other side of the state.
If you're ever traveling, when I drove through Texas, there was a Buc-ee's like every 20 miles. They're based out of Texas.
Oh, well, I don't. Yeah.
And their bathrooms are always like amazingly clean, and there's a ton of them. It's
Yeah, but there's
fantastic.
too many weirdos in there.
No, you got if you're for the stalls, there's big giant individual doors you close, and there's like 30 of them.
Ceiling to floor?
Yes, yeah,
All right.
you're
All right.
completely enclosed
All
in this
right.
little safe capsule.
There's no better place than the hotel casino. Not the Hard Rock. Hard Rock's got a series of stalls, but when you go in Vegas, it's like you're going into your own room.
Yeah, but the heart, you feel like people are in there, and like everybody comes in yelling, making jokes.
Yeah.
They're drunk.
Hard Rock doesn't want you hanging out in the bathroom. They
No.
want you out there gambling.
No.
They're not making it comfortable in there. And there's always some weird guy standing by the sink, and you think he's going to hand you a paper towel, and he's not. He just stares at you. Like,
and they want to talk to you and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not into that. All right, we got some front row tickets to give away to see Slash. He's bringing the Serpent Blues Festival to the Baycare Sound tomorrow. Let's give those away right now with a game we haven't played in some time. It's time for a little sing-along with Galvin.
And now it's time for Sing Along with Galvin.
One guitar just blew him away. Tried to run, tried to hide, break on through to the other side. Whoa, heaven let your light shine down. Down the hill came Jack and Jill, and you came tumbling after.
And now it's time for Sing Along with Galvin.
It's been so long, Galvin, I forget what kind of real good vocal range you have there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get a contestant on the line. Good morning. Who is this?
Hey, it's Nick.
Nick, are you interested in seeing Slash at the Baycare Sound?
Absolutely.
From the front row, sir.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Galvin's going to sing. When we stop, you must take over and sing the words correctly. If you get it right, you are going. Galvin, are you ready?
I am ready.
Nick, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Oh. That's not Slash.
That's Slush.
Am I getting some help on this?
Get ready. Here we go.
Can I hit the note?
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything, honey. We know your names.
That's
I
what you
lose.
sing.
Oh, man, you were so confident. I thought for sure you were going to have something. You stink, Nick. I'm sorry. All right, hold on. I got to rewind Guns N' Roses here.
I tried to do the high part. I can't. You can't get that high.
All right. I mean, you can.
I can't. You want to try it?
I mean,
Sing along with Calta. Let's do it.
no. Hi, who is this?
Hey, this is Kurt.
Kurt, you ready to play a little sing-along with Galvin for front row tickets to see Slash?
I am.
Here we go, Galvin. I'm going to pick it up a little further into it. When he stops, you sing. Here we go.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything. Honey, we know the names. We are the people that can find whatever you may need.
If you got the money, honey, we got your disease.
In the jungle!
Welcome
to the jungle!
Very nice.
Excellent job, sir. Excellent job. You are going to see Slash and the Serpent Festival at the Baycare Sound tomorrow. From the front row, sir.
Awesome.
It's Slash. It's Robert Randolph. It's a bunch of great guitar players.
ZZ Ward.
Yeah, you're going to have a great time, buddy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
That's cool, guys.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold. What is your name?
Kurt.
Kurt is on line 4, Carmen. I'm going to put him on hold. He is the big winner.
Very nice.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, I need to take a break, and then when we come back, Sal Volcano is going to join us from the Impractical Jokers. Sal has a new comedy special that's out. I'll tell you where you can see that, and for free. How do you like that? You don't even have to pay for it. We'll talk to him about stand-up comedy and, of course, Impractical Jokers, and I believe he's coming here sometime to the Strauss Center sometime soon. I'll have all that information next. It's a Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. We're going to talk to Sal Volcano from the Impractical Jokers. He's got a brand new special, a comedy special that he's doing. We're going to tell him about. But we do have some breaking news for wrestling fans. One of the guys who had some of the most influence on wrestling characters, the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan, dead at the age of 74. Nice guy, super nice guy. Been on the show a couple of times and lived here, I believe, down south in South Florida. Sadly passed away at the age of 74, which made me realize that that's only 20 years older than I am, and I pretty much have 20 years left to live. It's very sad.
If you're lucky.
Well, but I never did steroids. He did
That's
steroids.
true.
So
That's
I think
true.
that probably took a couple of years off.
Yeah.
No, Gio, you're absolutely right. I'm going to start spending all my money I have in savings. It's unnecessary.
What's the point? Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
I'm going to India.
You said, what, 21 years? I mean, you've been here. And how long have you been here at this radio station?
18.
It's right there. I mean, that's
my child's life. Joey's entire life I've worked here at the radio station.
We've lived longer than we will live.
You all have. Don't group me with you.
I'll never forget when when Keith, our old general manager, took me aside because they hired me, and then we had Joey, and he said, "Well, listen, let me ask you a question. How much time are you going to take off now that the baby's born?" And I went, "Take off for what?" And he was like to be with the baby and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not the mother.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any time off. What are you kidding? I'm hoping to have the baby on a Thursday. I'll be back on Monday. What are you, nuts?
I think every one of my kids, I took maybe a day or two.
Here's the thing. I wish that I was in a different position. I would have taken at least a week off because Amanda had a C-section and we had stairs in the house at the time. It was difficult. But, I mean, we had plenty of family to be there to help out. But at the time, keep in mind, I had just gotten fired from iHeart and got this job over here, and I didn't want to do anything to rock the boat. So I was like, nope, I'll be back on Monday. Yeah, that's pretty, I do not miss those times, buddy, at all.
Yeah, that's sad.
Hey, can I tell you something? Carmen?
Yeah.
First of all, two things. One, I understand Gershie's of Clearwater stepped up and is providing lunch for the kids at Chamberlain.
Yeah. He was listening to us on his way in to open up, and he was like, "I got you. You need pizza for the kids? Done."
Nice.
That's
He's
pretty
like,
awesome.
"I'll start." Yeah. So he's gonna make some pizza. So I'm gonna go pick it up on my way back. So yeah, thank you so much, Gershie's. Like
That's good pizza too.
Exactly. Great pizza. You know what I mean? And like I said, we're going to end the summer with a pizza ice cream party now.
Yeah.
Like that's,
And Gershie's does a bunch of different stuff. They do pizza, they do soups, they do sandwiches, all kind of stuff. They do catering, everything.
They are, and they make great food and they make great pizza. And I'm just saying, support the people that helped out the community. Gershie's is always good. Before we've been telling you about them for years. But support the people who help out the people in the neighborhood.
And on top of that, Gershie's was like, "So what do you want for lunch?" I was like, "I'm just gonna have a piece of pizza if there's any left over from the kids." And he's like, "No, I'm making you something." So he's making me some like beans and rice with like some pork medallions or something like that.
What are we getting?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't eat anything. I'll have a piece of pizza. And he's like, no. I'm making you your own lunch. So thank you. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited now.
Hey, can I tell you something? I don't want you to be mad at me.
Too bad. No, I'm kidding. Yes.
Oh boy.
You're the ugliest couch I've ever seen.
So I do know that we bought it for $100 off of Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
But today we are going to get a new couch from Facebook Marketplace. So I'm very excited.
Oh.
Yeah, today. After Chad gets off because we need his truck. But yeah, I found a really good deal on a couch. It's like 2 years old. They want $200 for it. It's bigger and it looks very comfortable. So I'm very excited. I hope it's in as good a shape as the pictures look, but we'll see when we get there. But
Rooms to Go will give you a credit. You can go buy it there.
Yeah,
brand new, and you don't have to have secretions on it.
But why buy a brand new thing? That's the thing. You don't need to buy everything doesn't need to be brand new.
I don't want to think about who is scratching their balls on my couch before I bought it.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Send Zero Res over there, and they do a little zippity zap, and it's as good as new.
Right. I also have a steamer, so I'm gonna steam it myself.
What are you gonna do with that other brown thing that you walk in front of?
So we're actually gonna take that to the school. They're gonna put it in the locker room for the kids.
Oh my God, that's where it belongs.
But that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I like to reuse, recycle. I'm not paying full price for something brand new. I think that is a total waste.
You should have Chad drag that couch behind his truck like they did with the boar carcass.
Like I said, we bought it for $100. It's done its time.
It's a JD Vance special.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Wow.
Tighten it up.
That's the thing. That's why you don't want to buy a couch on Facebook Marketplace, because you don't know who's JD Vanced it up before you got it.
Right. Exactly.
Right, but now that I have my steamer, I can steam clean it myself, and it's brand new.
I don't think the steam cleans that.
Yes, it does.
Kind of gross.
What? You know what?
What's the matter, Spanish? Why are you stressing out?
No, everything's good.
By the way, I would have to imagine that JD Vance would love to steam it up first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. USA.
Get all warm and wet.
I've never used anything. I've never microwaved anything first. I've never warmed anything up. Like I've never people are like, oh, you get a warm rag and you. I don't know, I've never done it. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah,
no, I've heard. Yeah, like a cantaloupe or something, like a melon, and you put it in there. And
Ziploc bag of mayonnaise in the microwave.
Jesus.
I will be honest with you about something. One time in my adult life, I was making a turkey, and I looked at the back of that turkey, and I was like, oh, yeah, I see it. I see where. Yeah, feeds when not cooked. Not cooked, like a raw turkey.
Didn't you say you did something with your Aunt Gussie's fur coat or something?
You're combining stories. That is hilarious. The fact that you recalled Gussie's name makes me laugh. It was my great grandmother's fur coat. Yeah, and I definitely put some time into that, but I didn't have to prepare it. Okay. I didn't have to warm it up first.
It was just there.
The fact that you know Gussie's name makes me laugh.
Gussie had the gloves.
That was my Aunt Lena.
Damn it!
Yeah, my Aunt Lena had some sort of psoriasis or something on her hands, and she used to wear gloves. To which me and my brother used to fight over her white gloves, so we could be like Michael Jackson and wear the gloves. And then Gussie was a friend of my great grandparents, who was a big butch of a woman, and she had her chin went straight from here to her chest, and she was like, Gussie, I don't know, and for some reason, my great grandfather used to call it Gussa. So whenever, just to make my brother laugh, I could just go, "Hey, Gussa, what are you doing?" Gussie, Gussie had I don't even know what was
that. That's a real name. Like wasn't a nickname or anything.
I mean, I guess it was a nickname, but we only know her as Gussie.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's such a weird thing. Carmen, where's our guest?
He is on the hotline.
Well, then bring him on the show.
Gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him best from Impractical Jokers, or you might have seen him out on the road doing comedy, where he will be coming here to Carol Masani Hall on February 8th. Please welcome back to the show. This is Sal Volcano. Sal, how are you, buddy?
Nice. How's everything? Thank you for having me.
Listen to me. You will talk to a lot of people today, Sal. You will do, I'm sure you're doing a radio tour today, correct?
Yes, every day.
Not one person you talk to besides me will call you a feral fag today.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I am born and bred in Staten Island, New York. Went to St. Joseph by the Sea High School, and most likely would have hung out with you down in at the beach somewhere where you couldn't go swimming, but you could sit in the parking lot and drink kegs of beer all night long.
Midland.
Midland Beach.
For sure.
Isn't that
that's crazy? I mean, if you would have said for a suitcase of $1 billion, a very large suitcase, what was the last thing I would think you or anyone would say to me today or at any time was Farrell Fast? Oh my God!
Monsignor Farrell High School.
I kind of only woke up a little while ago, and that just woke me up real quick.
Monsignor Farrell High School in Staten Island, which was a premier high school for all boys, which I did not get into, by the way. I only made the waiting list. It was an all-boys school.
You never know it. You never know it. It doesn't seem like you're holding the grudge.
It was an all-boys school that had football, which I wanted to play football, but didn't get. But I had also St. Joseph by the Sea, which had girls, but no football. And I made the choice to go after the girls. I only banged one girl in my high school. And I think had I gone to Farrell and played football, I might have had way more success than I did sexually at sea. So it didn't work out for me. And then you dicks came along. I was the most famous guy from Staten Island. And then you dicks came along and became the most popular guys from Staten Island. And then Pete Davidson made us all look like jerk-offs.
I think Wu-Tang Clan did it before us, but
Wu-Tang Clan wasn't.
Your track record is better than your track record is better than mine. There were 0 females at our school, so I mean, up until getting the show with the guys, it really didn't pay off.
But I'm sure you went to like you didn't play Cheeto Finger with any of the girls from Villa or anything like that.
I don't know what that is, but
you can guess.
I played a little hockey, and I did have a girlfriend that went to Villa. That's so funny that you said that.
That was the thing we had. When if you went to an all-boys school, you had to go pluck girls out of an all-girls school over there.
What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 1989, which we just decided during the last break. I have 21 years left of life. I'm most likely going to die around 74, 75.
Guys, this is the most sobering conversation I've ever had.
Bad news.
So we.
I mean, you guys move. I mean, within the first 5 minutes, I'm thinking about my life expectancy. I'm thinking about childhood.
How about this? Now, what neighborhood did you grow up in?
Well, at a young age, I was born in Dungan Hills, but I grew up mostly in Rosebank and St. George.
In Dungan Hills, I lived in the Berry Home projects. That's how poor I was when I was a kid.
I wasn't far from there. I was on Liberty Avenue, actually.
Okay, all right. That's where my whole family's from, that whole area there.
Oh, wow. What a small world, dude.
So now tell everybody about, I don't know if you're going to remember this because you're younger than me, but I try to explain to people let me describe my childhood for you in just a short little story. My mom worked at Riviera Travel, which is in Newdorp Plaza. And in the store next door, Paul Sweet Shop, when they tried to kill John Gotti in a failed assassination attempt, they then took the guy who tried to kill him, shot him in the face, and put him in the basement of Paul's Sweet Shop. Welcome to my life as a 9-year-old in Staten Island.
I was 4.5, but I kind of remember it a little bit only because it was still spoken about, when we were younger.
Yeah, what an
that
area!
Is crazy.
What an area to grow up and a life to lead. And listen, all Staten Island jokes aside, what you guys have accomplished as the Impractical Jokers has been great because everybody has that clique of high school friends that they all think are funny and all want to hang out with each other, and it's great. But you guys turn that into something, and now you having a successful stand-up, and I say successful because we have a lot of comedy friends in common who respect your stand-up. I mean, as funny as you are on TV, if you suck at stand-up, they're not going to let that fly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, this is kind of cool because my special just came out called Terrified. It's on YouTube, and I'm touring off of that now with this tour. When I'm coming to see you guys, everything's fine. So I've been doing stand-up for like a very long time, but I never had the chance to put out a special because the show and other projects have consumed so much time. So I finally got this runway, and I just really leaned into it. I put everything I had into this thing, and I'm really proud of it. So I'm kind of educating people now that I'm saying. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're kind of new because your special just came out." But
oh no,
I've been doing it a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I can tell you right now, Bobby Kelly and I used to do a podcast together called Calta and Kelly, and we had Sal on to talk about stand-up years ago. So right around the pandemic time. Yeah, you've been out. And those guys, I mean, Steve Byrne, I know you're friends with, is on his way in here at the top of the hour. I mean, all these guys that we're friends with know and respect the fact that you are out of there. You're one of them. You're out on the road with them.
Oh, Oh yeah, Steve's one of my best buds, man. Bobby too. I see him all the time, and yeah, of course I remember when you guys had that pod. Absolutely.
Yeah. So can I ask you this? I'm not asking your money situation, but I mean, when you put something on YouTube, is there financial gain there, or is that more for you to just put that out there so everybody could see it and to get the most eyes on it?
It's about eyes. YouTube's about eyes. I mean, look, ultimately it gets 20 million views. You're getting some, you're getting some decent money. But for right now, people seeing it and then buoying the ticket sales for the tour, because specials, this as a comedy, person, they aren't what they used to be. There's not gatekeepers. There's not. It's not like Johnny Carson, or you're getting a sitcom, or there's 5 specials a year. There's 150 specials a year now. Yeah. So. You got to kind of weed through all those, and what you want now more than a payday is eyes on it, because that will be compensated if you can get more fans and then more people come to see you. So everybody right now is, except for like the Burrs of the world and the Kevin Harts and that kind of, everyone right now is looking for eyes. And I'm not just kissing your ass, but you just have a real likable quality about you. That my wife loves you, my young daughter loves you, my son loves you. It's a very likable quality that most people from Staten Island don't have, by the way. That I think makes it makes it more fun to watch you, and you want to see you laugh. Like we laugh when you laugh. That's so nice, dude. Thank you. I wish I had something funny to say there, but that was very. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'll take it. I hope. That's one of the things we never expected about the actual TV show too. Is families from kids from 5 years old to people that are 90 years old. Yeah, watch it. That was kind of a broad appeal. So something we never intended, but I'm glad that you're seeing that transfer over and how you see me and my solo stuff as well.
Sal, I have a question for you. Is there any way for you to send something back at a restaurant or return something without them thinking they're on Impractical Jokers? I imagine you run into that all the time. Like if you're serious about something, they're like, "Am I on the show?
Where's the camera?"
Yeah. It is torture. There is absolutely no way for me to live my life. The show is on less the commercials. It's on for 22 minutes a week. The other couple of 100 hours are my life. And when anyone ever sees me ever on the street, which is all day long, they automatically think they're on the show at that moment. Yeah. So it's it's actually a curse. Like I was in Walmart with my grandmother, taking her to get cough medicine because she wasn't feeling well. It was 10 o'clock at night. And I just had someone punch me in the arm, and I turn around am I on the show right now?
It's a blessing and a curse.
This is my 92-year-old grandmother, and I'm holding Robitussin. You are not on the show.
All right, let me remind everybody, Sal Vulcano's special is available on YouTube. You can go watch it. It's called, wait, hold on, where is it? It's Terrified is the special, and then the Everything's Fine tour. The tour will be here at Carol Marsani Hall in Sal. I'm getting February. Old. I can't read any of these little things. In February, tickets are available now. And of course, where are we at on Impractical Jokers? Is that on hiatus? Do you still film? What goes on with that?
Season 11 started 3 weeks ago. All new episodes Thursday nights, 10 o'clock on TV. We moved to TBS now, a bigger network, so we're finding a new audience even. And we signed for season 12, so that's in full swing. Wow. And I come to Tampa a bunch. So if you guys have seen me on the road before or watched the special, this tour is 100% new material. So I love coming down there. I got to hit up that, speaking of Steve Burns, I got to hit that Burns Steakhouse again.
You come here, I'll take you to Burns when you come to town. It would be my pleasure. Two dumb Staten Island guys who made it okay. Hey, do you live in Toad Hill now that you got all the money?
I don't live in Toad Hill now. But I what I'll do is I'll hold on giving you my exact address until we get off air.
I'll find you. Sal, congratulations on your special. Find it on YouTube and go watch Sal Vulcano's new special, Terrified. Thanks, man. Appreciate you getting up early and coming on the show.
Oh, fellas, thanks for the time, man. I appreciate you guys so much.
See you, buddy. Pharaoh Fags for life. There you go. Whoa. It's the only time you're allowed to say those words together. Alliterative. Yeah, I love all those guys. There's not a one of them that I guess I heard that they don't like Murr as much as they like each other. No. Yeah, but that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. But all those guys together or individually are good dudes. But there's something about Sal. He looks like a little. It's kind of like he looks like one of the chipmunks. Like you just want to love him, and he makes you laugh. You know what I mean?
And that show is still to this day. You put it on and you go, "Well, it's not going to be funny anymore."
Yeah,
and it's still funny.
Yeah. Still funny.
Yeah,
that's so funny. All right. Speaking of lovable, funny people, Steve Byrne is here. I'm going to take a break. We'll bring him in next to Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. In the studio with us right now is our longtime friend and what we like to call co-star Steve Byrne is here.
Hey,
who gave us our first opportunity to be on television. Do you remember how that came up? That conversation?
Guilt?
No, well, I definitely guilted you into it. But I was talking about Cheers, and I was watching Cheers one time, and those two yahoos from L.A., Mark and Brian, who I've never heard their radio show, can't say anything good or bad about it. I just knew they had a TV show that where they married each other or something. It was like them doing stupid reality stuff before reality TV.
Right.
One time I was watching Cheers, and in one of the scenes that Sam was in, he was sitting at the bar talking to these two guys in the background, and it was Mark and Brian, and I thought, that's the coolest thing ever. And then when you did a show at a bar, I was like, hey, I want to just be one of those guys that sit at the bar. And you said, if we go into season 2, I will. Yeah. And the minute they signed for season 2, we called you and we're like, should we book our flights?
Yeah, you're sitting there going, oh, that's so cool. You're on the #1 show on NBC. And then you're like, you're there. And then you're on a summer show on ad-supported basic cable.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers lot.
Listen, that was so. We'll forever be tied together, not only for that, but the day that we were there. No, I'm sorry. It was the second time. This is what a nice guy you are. Mm-hmm. I was in L.A. shortly after that, and I was eating breakfast at the hotel lobby, and you texted me and said, are you in L.A.? And I said, you should come by the set. And I said, I would love to, but I have a couple of radio yahoos with me. And you're like, bring them. Just bring them.
Yeah.
So it made me look like super cool guy that I was like, you guys want to go? And then we met the dude from Big Bang Theory was a guest host on the show. And I was like, I was the greatest guy in town. Now, at that time, we had been going through a long contract negotiation here.
Right.
And you said, take the golf cart out and go explore. So I went and took the golf cart to where like the little Back to the Future tower is.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in that thing, and then I get a call from Justin Stengel, who is the executive producer of Late Show with David Letterman. He texts me, Dave just announced in his meeting he's retiring. Don't put it on social media. And I was like, I mean, why telling me? Why do I know before everybody else? So I had to sit there with that information. And then right after that, my agent calls me and says, I think we hit a number that you're going to like. And I was like, this might be the best day of my life.
Oh, my God,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, all that stuff happened while I'm sitting in the middle of the Warner Brothers studio looking around at all these fake sets. I'm like, who am I? I don't know what's going on. Just riding around a golf cart on the Warner Brothers lot.
Did the plane go down? Did I die?
You're right. I always say, I'm like, this. Sometimes I wonder if I died because all these things work so great in my favor.
But obviously, you've had such a storied career. You can't be shocked by it, right? I mean,
at that point, I was. At that point, I took a significant jump in money, like different house type of money, and that was.
How long had you been on the air from that part?
At the station or in general?
No. At that moment in time when you're sitting there, are you like 15 in?
Probably maybe 20. Yeah, and but I'd always made okay money. And then I made pretty decent money, and then I went.
Cue montage. Play Big Time by Peter Gabriel. He's renting a Mustang convertible. Big time. Going down Rodeo.
But I had 2 kids, and I was like, this is it. I finally got to a part where I could exhale now.
Security,
you know what I mean? I wasn't going out and buying Ferraris, but I was a little bit. But all that while I'm chilling out on the set and hanging out, I'm like, this is the greatest point in my career. What's next for this?
What's next? Scores and cocaine. Let's go, guys. Big time.
So that I will always associate that with you. And then my other favorite story that has to do with you is the first time we came out there to do the show, I stayed at Ralphie May's house. He was out of town. He's like, just go to my house, take my car, go live in Hollywood. I was like, okay. So I rolled out a convertible BMW and I'm driving. I just filmed an episode of your show. I'm like, big time. And then all of a sudden, Central Casting called me.
Right.
And I went, do they need me again? Do I have to go back? And she's like, is this Michael? And I go, yeah. And she goes, this is casting calling. And she's like, we need your social security number. And I go, for what? And she goes, so we could pay you. And I go, I got paid for that? And she goes, yeah. I go, how much? And she goes, I'm not allowed to say on the phone.
Yeah.
And I go, can I buy a boat? And I'll never forget this little black lady. She goes, You could buy a dinghy. Big charge.
The montage slows down.
Turns black and white.
It was one of the best things ever.
Yeah, you could take a family of 4 to Sizzler.
Yeah,
I think.
Look, we were so excited to have the opportunity to be out there and sit on the set, and we got to meet Bartnick for the first time. We had
That's
a history with him, but we never met him before, and then Gary Cannon, and it was a great time.
Bartnick, he's not shy to be around alcohol. So I think that's
Vince Vaughn, that was another great thing.
Yeah, it was a good crew, and you were on TV at a time when being on TV still somewhat meant something. Now it's just like it's so niche and spread out. At that time, though, it was just as streamers are kind of starting to pop. So to be like on TV at that time, like we were Summer Show, it was like 2 million people were watching that show.
Yeah.
Every week, which is kind of crazy.
Even with the show being over and us already having been on the show, I will still say this: very funny show.
Oh, thank you.
Very funny show, and great writers and great staff people there. I mean, you had
great cast.
What's his name, Murray.
Brian Doyle Murray, Christine Ebersol, 2-time Tony Award winner, and then she's holding a rooster, doing a cockfight scene. We're like, she won 2 Tony Awards. Why is she holding a rooster? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dan Lauria, Jody Long. Our writing staff was essentially, especially when we had Rob Long, Tom Anderson. It was like 2 EPs from Cheers, and then F.J. Pratt and Dan from Frasier. And then Howard Long from Home Improvement. So, I mean, these were like ringers. So when people are like, oh, the show's not funny, it's like, if you only knew who was actually writing these jokes. And we're on in the summer at 9 o'clock. So TBS is like, we don't care what you guys do. So, I mean, there were crazy. I mean, the whole thing with Owen Benjamin and Christine Ebersol's mom, the fact that that this son and mom, we couldn't tell if they were sleeping with each other, and they'd sing creepy songs to each other. And
by the way, we're speaking of Sullivan and Son for people who don't know.
Yeah.
Because we didn't actually mention the name.
Not available anywhere, by the way. The second Asian American sitcom ever done after Margaret Cho's All American Girl, and then it was us. Then it was Dr. Ken, Fresh Off the Boat, and now like a multitude of Asian sitcoms. You can find any of those anywhere.
Except yours.
Sullivan and Son, you can't find it anywhere. It's not streaming anywhere.
I do own the episode that we're on.
What's that?
I own the episode that we're on. I bought it from Apple or whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, you had to. But season 3, you can't find. They never put it out there. I have all 33 episodes on DVD, and maybe I'll just pirate it somewhere and just make it available.
But do you know that like one day your kids? How old are your kids now?
My daughter's 12. My son's 8. They have no interest.
They have no interest now, but one day they're going to be in their 30s going, my dad had his own TV show. Like, that's such a great, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it could be a fun time capsule, but at the same time, there are also like we just did this big charity show for Mario Lemieux's Foundation in Pittsburgh. Sold out 2,000 people. We raised close to 100,000, I think 95,000.
And you guys do that every year, right?
Every year. Yeah. And what was my point?
I don't know.
Kids.
Just
my kids.
Yeah.
So my kids come every year, and I bring them out for the encore.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, you guys want to sing Mr. Brightside again? They're like, I don't know what my daughter's like, I don't know. Can I mix it up? And I'm like, you're not Taylor Swift. You're a 12-year-old that gets to do something super cool every year. And it's one of those things where I'm sure your kids have been privy to some really extravagant experiences that they think that's the norm.
Yes.
It's like, no, the norm is way up there in the nosebleeds. That's the norm.
They don't. My son used to say on our way to a concert, are we sit in the front row or one of those boxes with the food?
Oh, man.
Like, he didn't know anything else.
Yeah.
He has been to every WrestleMania, every wrestling show, and sat in the front row for every show.
It is the norm.
It's not his
so
fault.
for him, it is the norm.
It's like he doesn't know anything different. So when he has to buy a ticket for something to do it, he's like, that's such a foreign thing to him. My daughter, who ironically happens to be in the studio right now with us. She's just sitting in the back over there. Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
She is the meanest human being alive.
I don't believe that.
Appreciates nothing. She's mean. She is going to see Taylor Swift in September or October, whenever that is, and she does not believe that I have any sort of fame or clout whatsoever. I have to find a good YouTuber to acknowledge me one time so that she could say, okay, my
How
dad.
old is your daughter? Sorry.
She's 12.
My daughter's the same age.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, you can instantly look at somebody and just understand demeanor. She seems very sweet to me. I would not.
You are definitely a bad judge of character. She makes the most fat jokes of anybody I've ever seen. And not
I like her.
Yeah. Not just like the gentle kind, the kind that really hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's definitely my child out of the two.
Well, it's interesting too, like kids at that age, what they, Sigma. I'm sure you're hearing Sigma,
Rizzy,
Ohio, Riz.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's up? What's up, Riz? Yeah. That makes her so mad that we know those words.
I feel icky even saying it.
Yeah.
Sigma, Riz.
Because I don't know what they all really mean.
Skibbity toilet? I have no idea what skibbity toilet.
No, but when I say these things wrong, like the other day, I was arguing with them, and I said, "I will smash both of you," and they were like, "Gross," because that has sexual connotations.
With affection.
Yeah, I meant smash them, like beat their faces in, and they thought I meant I was going to make out with both of them. Gross.
My son, the things he pulls out of the ether sometimes. We watched Looney Tunes cartoons together.
Yeah.
8 years old. So the other day, my wife is she's like, Kent, for the 100th time, take your plate and put it in the sink, rinse it off, and put it in the dishwasher. And I'm like modifying the tone. She's kind of tearing into him.
Right.
And he just looks at me and he just goes, I've been a bad boy. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh my God, that's where it's like redemptive. Where you're like, all right, this is pretty awesome.
She's so mean that it makes me proud.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not just to me. Like, she'll say things about people in public and all that. I'm like, that's my daughter. Yeah. You definitely got my
cutting
evil
to the bone.
streak. Yeah. Well, look.
Hey, your friend Steve's got a big forehead.
No, never.
There is a guy that we work with that we call Open Mouth Sally, who we're all like, clearly he's gay, but he's not gay, but he acts gay all the time, whatever. Tell him what she said about him, whatever.
She was trying to remember. She goes, remember that guy? And I was like, which guy? And she's like, the gay guy who was at the day. I'm like, he's...
No, she goes, the gay guy with the girlfriend.
Yeah, the gay guy with the girlfriend.
The Fruit Loop,
Dad. Did you have a good time on the cruise?
Oh, a blast.
Okay, good.
Your cruise was great. And the thing is, I'm sitting there preparing for the cruise, right? Like, I don't know. When I get asked to do something under the banner of somebody else's thing, I take it very seriously, even though it's like jokes. You're still like, all right, I want to come prepared. I want to do my thing right. And then, oh my God, just I'm preparing. You're like, I'm preparing for an hour, by the way.
Right.
And you go, 15 minutes. I go, 15 minutes? This is great. I get a free vacation. I get the hang.
Best gig to have.
This is the best. Literally, I go out on stage and I like to kick the tires because the minute I go out, I just do a little crowd work to set a little precedent. And I look at these two women to my right and I go, oh, are you guys mother? Now, I'm going to preface this by saying every time you're a comic and you're on the stage, I'm sure you guys are aware of this. There's lighting patterns or whatever.
Yeah, and
so the way I was standing or whatever, the way the light was hitting, there was a woman that looked a little older. I go, hey, are you guys mother-daughter? It's like, no, this is my friend. This is my best friend. And I
think because they were the same age, it was confusing. Like to them, they're like, are you saying are we mother and daughter? So I think they were confused and you were in the lights and it was a little awkward.
It was a little awkward, but I was setting up a joke. Right. Just like a typical crowd work joke that I have, right? Yeah. And so I'm setting the joke up and I'm just assuming. And the more I talk to this girl, the more I'm digging myself a hole deeper and deeper. And then I find out it's your sister, and you couldn't and then your dad's there.
My dad was going to kill you.
Yeah, I wanted to kill me.
I have never. My dad cannot. You could have said whatever you want about me. But he was there with his wife and my sister.
Oh my God.
It got to the point where he moved and I moved. I thought I was going to have to hold him back.
Right.
He was old school. I thought he was ready to go. And I had explained to him that not only are you a comedian, but you're also my friend.
Right.
And we need to let him live. He's got kids of his own.
I was literally going to swim with the fishes.
Yeah. It was dangerously close to becoming uncomfortable, which was awesome. I mean,
well,
it's
good for you,
story.
but I'm sitting there, I'm preparing this whole time, like a smidge of nervousness because you want to do well when it's for friends, right?
Yeah.
And literally, worst case scenario happens within, I'd say, 15 seconds.
So the funny thing about that is, do you feel like you have a sixth sense when it comes to audiences that you
apparently not?
No. But that wound up being hilarious. And
we turn it around, yeah.
And then the lady who's facing the other way, and you point her out, and then she winds up being an interpreter for a deaf guy.
I mean, they were just back to back.
It was wild.
It was great because apparently the first 30 seconds of my set, everybody in that room was deaf.
No, I thought you were very funny.
Like, look, it all turned around. And by the way, the best compliment I got that evening was from your father.
Oh, really?
And he told me
that he was going to kill you until you made him laugh.
And then he goes, you flipped me. And he goes, boy, that was such a great set. When you come out, you got to let me know. And just very, you know, it was just
very funny, Steve. I remember you had a lot of political stuff in there. A lot
of monologue.
Yeah. It was very funny.
Thank you. It was
it was great.
It was one of those things where I felt like I regressed 15 years of my career. Was like, well, how did I put myself in this situation? You got to be smarter than this. But at the end of the day, it almost became a joke within the joke, and your sister became such a great part of it that I went back to her 2 or 3 times, owning the situation, and then it becoming a bigger part of the show, which was great. It was so
when
fun.
you got a group of people like that too, they love that. That's a memory for everybody that was there. You know?
Yeah, it was. Boy, that was not fun.
Do you know some of my best stories I've ever heard come from you? The 2 greatest, funniest stories are you slapping the coffee out of Jim Norton and Bobby Kelly's hand, and then you with the nickels in the slot machine. Those are 2 of the funniest goddamn stories I've ever heard in my life.
I love that both of them involve Bobby Kelly, because
course.
if there's an individual on this planet that deserves just a comeuppance every now and then, it is Robert Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I love anytime you get to make Bobby feel awful.
We had the fattest conversation on the phone yesterday. He called me up and he was like, we're talking about something, and I said something about lobster. Oh, I had a lobster salad for lunch. He goes, "Can I tell you, I don't like lobster." He goes, "I feel like it's got no
He's
taste."
From Boston.
It's true. He said, "I'm from Boston," and he goes, "And I don't like lobster." And I go, "Interesting. I'm Italian. Don't like spaghetti." And
Really?
Yeah. And he's like, "I don't like spaghetti either." And then
Bobby also doesn't like writing. I'm joking.
But then he went into, you know what I do like is a penne or a rigatoni, and I go, "Or rigatoni's better." And then it turned into, this is 2 guys on the phone. Then he's like, "You know what you don't see anymore? A good ravioli, And my wife turns around and she goes,
"Neither of you had eaten all day, right?"
Yeah, she's like, "You fat idiots going to talk about pasta all night on the phone? We're just going back and forth on what a better pasta is."
Yeah.
He's the best. Nothing makes me laugh more than his anger.
Well, his anger, when you're on the receiving end of it, it's not fun. But
it is when you know how to push his buttons while he's doing it.
Sure.
To make him angrier while he's angry is fantastic.
Well, actually, last time I was in Tampa, he was in town, and I was like, "Oh, who's playing at Side Splitters?" And I went down, I watched, and just got to hang out with him. And I'm telling you, from what I remember back in the cellar of him just being, just a very energetic, physical, selling it kind of comic where you knew he wasn't phoning it in.
Yeah.
It's like he was, just like Rudy. He's like a Rudy of like just all effort and, would kill, but there's no execution other than that. And then to see it all come together and coalesce.
Yeah.
When I saw him, I was, and his last special, I was like, dude, this is the best version of you I've ever seen, and literally one of the best hours I've seen put together. Because I think what happens is people understand when you're at Netflix level, it's like they're not just looking at the comic, right? They're looking less at the material and more kind of at socials and ticket sales, right?
Which is
So
crazy.
somebody like Bobby is going to kind of walk between the raindrops.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm telling you, that hour deserved a bigger platform. That hour deserved to be on Netflix in the big leagues.
The one good thing that came out of the fact that, it did very well.
And I hate saying that, by the way. It pains me.
It did very well for him at Louis C.K.'s platform.
Sure.
But the good thing is that whale of a Bobby that was on stage then compared to the skinny ass Bobby that now is unbelievable. He looks like a little humpback on stage there, and now he's in such great shape that his next special, the next one that gets on Netflix or wherever it makes it with him at Skinny Bobby, would probably be a lot better for him.
He should just do the same material but skinny.
Is it as funny?
Skinny version?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like Taylor Swift instead of Taylor's version, Bobby's skinny version. Oh, that's hilarious. That is so funny. Yeah, he is one of the funniest. All you guys, I mean, all you guys together, we're lucky to have a good group of core friends of the show.
Yeah. Bobby's done amazing for him, and I'm just so happy for him.
You are a guy who's had a TV show, obviously successful at stand up, directed and wrote a movie. What else what are you working on, or what do you want to do?
I just my
documentary
second film,
also.
The documentary,
the Jonathan doc. But my next film just got greenlit. It's about a transsexual rodeo star. It's going to be called Reverse Cowgirl. guys, come on now.
Right. You'll get more of that at Side Splitters this weekend.
No, I'm doing. We're casting the film about Caltech. I think I told you guys last time.
Yeah.
Caltech had a true story basketball team. For 30 years, a new coach comes in, and he's realizing they're not only playing Asian and Indian and white and black nerds that have never played basketball, they're playing kids that have never played sports. So the whole film is, we're not going to the championship, we're not going to the playoffs. It's, can you guys please just win one game? Yeah. That's it. So that's the whole movie. And I've seen practice footage from Coach Esslinger. Dude, it is hilarious. They're passing the ball into people's backs. They're like rolling the ball. There was a kid drinking water out of it, took the Gatorade and drank it out of a straw.
Oh, that's
it's
funny.
like, what? You guys have never played anything.
I feel like you're describing the WNBA.
Yeah, less ratings.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
It's a fun movie. So we're doing that, and then I wrote a film actually about the amazing Jonathan based off the doc. Now, the doc is Jonathan's life,
right?
But the heart of it is this great relationship between him and this kid he took under his wings, Joel Osborne, at 18. And Joel basically came out from Australia to live with Jonathan. And
was he a magician, a comedian?
He was just a huge fan.
Oh, really?
Huge fan.
Yeah.
And he's like, when Jonathan would go to Australia, Joel would be like his tour manager when he was in high school.
Yeah,
and he would sell merch for him. And his dad was an ad executive, so he got him this big commercial and all this stuff. So there was like somewhat of a friendship, but then Joel comes over, and at 18 years old, he's in charge basically of a drug addict in Las Vegas. So we wrote a film based off of Joel's experiences of his life caretaking for Jonathan, and that just got picked up from a producer that actually just produced Vince Vaughn and Al Pacino's movie. So we're going to go out to market with that too.
I'm sure that you've thought about this. Who do you want to play Jonathan?
My dream would be David Harbour from
Stranger Things.
Yeah. Because I obviously I've seen the show. My kids love that show, but he did this NHL promo.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
the setup, and he was screaming in the camera, and I remember watching it, and then I went back. I hit the 10-second button on my thing, and I freeze frame it on it. I was like, that's Jonathan. He looks just like Jonathan. And then I listened to a podcast of his, and he was talking about, alcohol abuse and all this stuff and how he treated people horribly. And I'm like, well, it's a big part of this story, So we're ramping up, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, but.
And what about Joel? Do you think about that yet, or is
no? Joel would be an 18-year-old kid, so I wouldn't even know. I guess I'd have to ask Kevin Spacey who he thinks.
I think that's great, man. And as you know, Galvin and I are available for
of course,
security guys at comedy clubs and all that stuff. You need to throw Jonathan out of a club one time. We're there for you.
It was look. You guys were there on the third season, and we got canceled afterwards. So for sure, you
absolutely, we're a good luck charm.
100% a good luck charm. Yeah.
What Vince Vaughn Al Pacino movie did that come out yet? Or did I miss it?
It's I forget the characters, but it's like Ed's Last Waltz or something like that. So Vince is playing a lounge singer in Las Vegas, and they filmed it at the Wynn, and they filmed it at El Coyote. So they were kind of making the rounds in Vegas. So we basically, I have my residency at Jimmy Kimmel's, and I would go over and meet Vince because he'd wrap filming at like midnight. And, he would just take over any bar we'd go into. They had like a dueling piano bar at the Wynn. And for basically a month, we would just take that over. And Vince would just throw the guy a 50 and go, give me some Oasis. And so the whole bar is singing Champagne Supernova, Don't Look Back in Anger. It was great.
It's Easy's Waltz.
Easy's Waltz, that's right, yeah.
I don't know Jack Black. I don't know Shaquille O'Neal. And I've only met Vince Vaughn one time. They seem like three of the just genuine coolest guys you'll ever meet. Vince Vaughn couldn't have been nicer when we talked to him. He was great when we had him on the show. those are guys that you just hope to live up to what you think they are, and they all seem to work. It all seem to work out.
He has that new show, Bad Monkey, that's coming on Apple TV.
On Apple, yeah.
Vince, that looks really funny. Looks really good.
I'll play you. Can I play a voicemail?
Yeah. Just put it on speaker. Put it up to the phone.
But this is like voicemails I get. Okay, and this is like you can't make this up. Hold on. Let me do this here.
This is Vince Vaughn calling Steve Byrne.
Good.
Okay, hold on. Let me start from the beginning. Hold on. Hold on. He's essentially telling me why is this not? It's like stuck here. Sorry. This is okay. Here we go.
I can want you to moisturize for your own good, and not with a toxic chemical. That's actually going to be counterproductive. But with natural moisturizers, things to with the skin, enrich it in a way that's healthy and non-toxic. But I can't, tie you down and take a combination of like avocado and lemon juice and rub it on you.
He's leaving me voicemail messages for the last 2 weeks telling me to moisturize, and so I'll just get random you want me to hold you down? Like you have to moisturize. I just like these are.
Colin Quinn does that. Colin Quinn, in 1983 there was a guy in the neighborhood and just rambles on about stuff.
Yeah, Colin Quinn's last special. Do you see it where he crashed the therapist? I mean, that dude. He has to be one of the most underrated, prolific comics working right now. Yeah. To literally do the history of New York, the history of the United States, like history of mankind, and then to crash a therapist conference. That's Bananaville. Yeah. And he's always up to the task, and he's amazing and profound at everything he does.
And deceivingly intelligent.
Right.
Incredibly intelligent. Yeah.
Except he recommended a book. He said the Confederacy of Dunces changed his life.
His favorite book.
So I went out and bought it, and I hated it. And then I was like, maybe I'm just not a good reader. And then I got it on audio and I listened to it, even worse. It's just I kept it in here for the longest time just so I could throw it at him when he came in the studio. The worst book I ever read.
Well, here I'll tell you another Bobby story. Okay, so you just triggered something. So we're doing a USO tour. Okay, now Colin knows my brother's stationed over in Iraq. This is literally 2004, height of the Iraq War. Colin Quinn, Bobby Kelly are going. And then Colin goes, "Oh, Byrne, your brother's in there. Why don't you come with us to Iraq?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" Yeah. So like the next night, we're at the cellar, sitting around the table, and he starts telling us about that book, Confederacy. You guys got to get this book. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So I'm thinking, well, we're gonna be on an 18-hour flight. Colin said, "Get this book." I should probably get this book. Yep. So I get the book, and I show up at the airport, and I meet Colin and Bobby at the lounge or whatever, right? And I'm holding the book because we're going to board soon, right? And Bobby takes the book, looks at it, puts it in my hand, and goes, "Ugh." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, you're going to be teacher's pet because he told you to get the book?" I'm like, "Well, he said it was a good book." After that moment, Bobby segged Colin away from me, and then I got ostracized for a week and a half in Iraq. Bobby constantly hogged Colin and wouldn't let me even. So I'm just sitting there reading this book by myself. By the way, you're right. Horrible book. I was like, this is garbage. And Bobby literally said this to me. Okay, this is so because I'm like 24. So this is the end of the trip now. Okay. And they just basically ignored me the whole time. Right. So I've just been just an outcast.
Read
right?
the book.
Reading the book, it's garbage. I think I threw it away by the end of the thing because I'm like, great, now he thinks I'm trying to be a kiss ass, and Bobby thinks I'm being a... So Colin took me, so I got him a carton of cigarettes at the time at the exchange, whatever. Right. So I get one for him, and I get one for Bobby. They both smoke Camels. And I'm walking away, and then Bobby comes over, and I think Bobby's going to apologize to me. Oh. And this is what Bobby says. "Hey, you tried to steal my friend from me." I go, "What?" He goes, "Now you're trying to butter up with cigarettes? You bait it." And I was like, "What is going on?" And that was I didn't see. I left JFK after that. Bobby thought I was trying to. He had been thinking about it for a week.
Yeah,
for a week. Oh my God.
Paul Verzi said the same thing to me about Bobby. "You stole my friend. You stole my friend. We were going to do a podcast together, and then you stole my friend."
Yeah.
It's a thing. You can only have one friend, I guess.
Mean Girls. That's what Bobby is. He's Mean Girls, but bald with, and he likes to dip his food in ranch dressing.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, he is. He is. I'll tell you, he's my number one best friend.
My friend, dude.
Yeah. I saw what you were doing the whole time. The whole time I saw it. Dunces. Oh, I love it. Angry Bobby is the best Bobby. Steve Byrne is at Side Splitters Comedy Club. You can go to sidesplitterscomedy.com. You can pick your seats, buy your tickets to the shows. Bartnick is with you?
Joe Bartnick's with me. Steve Simone's going to pop in and out.
Oh, I love Steve Simone.
One of the best.
Not only one of the nicest guys, but usually when guys are that nice, their comedy stinks. Yeah. And I saw Steve Simone a couple of times, and every time I see him, he makes me laugh out loud. He's a very funny comedian.
Clean, but super religious, but also like...
And not gay. No. I was hosting a show one night, and I went up there and said, 5 minutes ago, I just met this gentleman's girlfriend and still don't believe he's not gay. Please welcome Steve Simone. That's exactly what I said. Unbelievably hot girlfriend.
Yeah.
Not gay.
Lived in West Hollywood. Not gay.
Not gay. It's so funny. Great comedians. I said to Joe Bartnick yesterday, did I say this already? I said to him about Lisa Lampanelli and writing jokes for her. Mm-hmm. And I said, how hard is it as a writer, as a comedian?
Bartnick wrote for Lampanelli?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, when we met Bartnick on your show for the first time, we were fighting with Lampanelli. And our big thing was, other comics were like, Joe Bartnick writes all our funny stuff. So we got on the air and we're like, Joe Bartnick writes all your funny jokes anyway. And he was like, hey, you guys are killing me, man. That's a paycheck. And we were like, all right, sorry, dude.
My favorite Lampanelli joke, and now that you say this, I think Bartnick
seems like a Bartnick joke, right?
100%. This is my favorite joke. Get ready with the dumb button. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I'm sure it's fine, but she goes, I remember that TV show where it's like a guy, he wore a leather jacket, and they're in Wisconsin, and a bunch of teenagers are hanging out, and oh, you know what? There were no black people in that show. Oh, it's called Happy Days.
Well, I said to Bartnick, I go, does it bother you as a comedian to write for somebody else, and then they have huge success with it? I go, those are your jokes. He goes, yeah, but I'm not getting on stage and talking about wanting to bang black dudes. I guess not. I guess you don't need those.
Lampanelli, she got put through the ringer. I remember when she was starting to crush.
Yeah.
Because at the Comedy Cellar at the time, it wasn't the Cellar. This is like the Cellar pre-Louis.
Right.
So it was still like kind of like, people were going, but it wasn't a huge deal. So 1 o'clock, it would always be like Artie Fuqua, Godfrey, me, and Lampanelli. So from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, every morning, it'd be the four of us. And she would start crushing, like killing. So much you could be upstairs at that table and you could hear it. It was like, God, she's killing it. So she started getting moved up earlier in the lineup. And then the exposure to Patrice, Bobby Kelly, Voss, Geraldo, Colin Quinn, Norton, they all kind of started hating on her. And I remember one time Patrice literally made Lampanelli cry.
Oh, really?
It was so brutal. But at the same time, like Patrice had this, like, he could be like dumpy to you, but it was also kind of like a loving thing.
Yeah.
I remember the second week I'd been a regular. I'm so nervous I'm like a regular at the Comedy Cellar. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. It's starting to hit me, like all the privilege that I have of doing it there. So I go downstairs, 30 people, maybe in the whole room. And it was one of those nights everybody was still upstairs. So as I'm performing my set, 2 weeks in at the Cellar, realizing I'm sharing a stage with these incredible comics, Patrice brings like a conga line in, and he sits down in the front row because nobody's sitting in the front. So it's Patrice, Norton, Voss, Keith Robinson, I believe Bobby, and then Colin Quinn.
Yeah.
And they're all sitting in the front row. And literally, I start crumbling. I'm losing faith in myself. I'm doing my jokes. I'm doing jokes, and Patrice is leading them. So I'd do a joke, and then Patrice would just lean his head out and shake his head, and they'd all just sit there and be quiet, okay? So they know I'm getting the light, okay? So I get the light, and I'm doing my Bruce Lee bit, which was like my ace up the sleeve. If I was ever bombing, I could do Bruce Lee having sex. It would crush. Good night. It doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish, right? So I start to do the Bruce Lee bit, and Patrice leans in, gives them the nod, and as if it was synchronized, one by one, They stand up and start to walk out during distracting everybody because they'd seen these killers go. I bombed so hard. It's one of the worst bombs I've ever had in my life. I bombed so hard, and then I walk up, and I'm like, I didn't even want to get my stuff. My bag's upstairs. They're all sitting at the table. So I go up, and they're sitting at the table, and they all just sit there, and no one's saying a word, okay? So then I grab my bag, and I start walking out. I don't say a word to them. They don't say a word to me. And then all of a sudden, I just hear... just a slow clap from Patrice, and I was like, oh my God, and they all start dying laughing. I was like, all right, maybe I'm part of the club now. I was like, oh God, it was horrible initiation.
He is. You don't get another guy like Patrice. I mean, he was he was one of a million,
and one of the best. And I think had he not passed away, I think he'd be the guy in arenas right now.
Oh,
he was ripe for this moment in time.
For sure.
Yeah, Rogan said before, he said if Patrice was still alive, he'd have the biggest podcast in the world.
Oh,